This is Melbourne, voted the world's most livable city 7 times in the past decade. The second largest city in Australia, renowned for its easygoing yet sophisticated lifestyle, and claims to be one of the great sporting cities of the world, a city that's hosted the Olympics, Grand Slam tennis, top-class football, some of the richest horse races in the world, and Formula One motor racing, all within striking distance of the CBD. What a spectacular sight, and this is Albert Park, the venue, the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre, home to the 16th FINA World Short Course or 25-metre championships. I'm Mike McCann, and with me is Bobby Hurley. And Bobby, welcome along. It is great. We're making a habit of this, the third FINA World Championships in the space of 12 months. It's quite remarkable.
Yeah, very excited to be here in Melbourne. And the first time in 15 years that the World Championships comes down under to Australia. And as we mentioned this morning, we had an absence of World Championships, 2.5 years between Guangzhou all the way through to Abu Dhabi. And we've had multiple World Championships since.
We've already had a heat session this morning. In fact, we'll check on some of the highlights shortly. But in half an hour from now, we'll have the first of our final sessions, finals and semi-finals, and we'll start with the women's 400 metres freestyle. Semi-finals are plenty, as I mentioned. In fact, all up, we've got 6 finals and 4 semi-final races right throughout the course of the evening. So it is going to be exciting. We're going to finish with the medal ceremonies, but the last of the events, the men's and before that the women's 4x100 metres freestyle relays, and they are always very, very exciting indeed. So we've got a lot ahead of us, but that is about 30 minutes away, and before that we will be first of all checking on what happened this morning.
Yeah, there's Lani Pallister talking to her coach Michael Bowl on screen. She looks superb through the first part of that 400 freestyle heat this morning before totally switching off and having a very comfortable swim of 3:59 to qualify second for the 400 freestyle final next to New Zealander Erica Fairweather, who will start from lane 4, but Pallister well and truly the swimmer to beat in that event, and she'll be looking to follow in Ariane Titmus's footsteps, the champion from 4 years ago. Kate Douglas as well was dominant in the 200 IM heats. She'll be in the middle of the pool tonight. Can she challenge the world record? We'll wait and see. And Diaceto again looking to defend his world title in the men's 200 individual medley.
He's quite remarkable, Diaceto. Yes, winning it in Abu Dhabi 12 months ago, but he was also a medalist 10 years ago in Istanbul. So he's a very experienced competitor. We have the spectators have gathered. We're about to see the opening ceremony. That'll be coming up shortly, but in the meantime, of course, while that's happening, the competitors are warming up out there in the adjoining warm-up pool. In fact, we have 3 of them, a magnificent facility.
Warming up in there, in fact, because it's an indoor 3 25-metre pools that they can have in the indoor stadium before coming outside to compete and race in a competition pool. So there's Kaylee McEwen on screen. She's got the 200 IM final tonight, also the 100 back semis. One of the busiest swimmers in the pool at these championships is McEwen.
Yes, Kaylee McEwen, a lot expected of her, so she's going to have a busy program, of course, winning the 100 and the 200 backstroke at the Olympic Games, and now in the medley here as well, the 200 IM. And speaking of Australia, well, Lani Pallister, we saw her before, and that first event in the 400 metres freestyle, a clash between, well, we expect Australia against New Zealand. The neighbours there, Pallister and Fairweather, but we can't rule out Leah Smith as well, the champion American, third at the World Championships in Budapest just 5 months ago.
Yeah, Smith actually won this event at the 2016 World Champs in Windsor, Canada. So she has been a world champion before. Her time on that occasion, 3:57.7. But Pallister recently back in August at the Australian Championships swam a time of 3:56, which at the time was only 3 seconds off the world record. So it was a really, really world-class performance there from Pallister. She's also great at the 800 free and the 1500 freestyle as well. But just over the last few months, Ariane Titmus's world record from 2018 got absolutely smashed by Li Bingji, the Chinese swimmer. She took 2.5 seconds off it to go 3:51.3 and claim that world title. The next day, in a totally different continent at the World Cup circuit in Toronto, we had Summer McIntosh and Katie Ledecky swim 352s. So almost, well, breaking the previous world record, but not quite the new one from Lee of China. Now, Lee was scheduled to race at these championships. She was on the heat sheet this morning, but withdrew due to illness. So she won't get a chance to claim a gold medal or defend her gold medal from 2 years ago, in fact, and try and break that world record again. And we'll see if she can just regain some health before the 800 tomorrow. That might be pushing it, but the 1500 freestyle later in the week as well.
It might be summer in Australia. In fact, we are, 12 days away from Christmas. A lot of Australians celebrate Christmas on the beach, but that is not the case at the moment. It is a chilly Melbourne that has welcomed the World Championships. Hopefully things are going to improve. Incidentally, we speak about all of these FINA World Championships over the last 12 months. Abu Dhabi 12 months ago, and then Budapest with a long course, and now here. This is, in fact, the last FINA World Championships, but don't despair. In Fukuoka next year, they will be known as the World Aquatics Championships, a new name. We're about to see the opening ceremony here in Melbourne.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opening ceremony of the 16th FINA World Swimming Championships. Please welcome Bunurong elders Uncle Shane Clark and Auntie Nettie Shaw, along with proud Bunurong songwoman Mandy Garling, to deliver tonight's Welcome to Country.
I welcome all present to the ancestral lands of the Bunurong peoples. It was here that they gathered food, caught eels and fish, and hunted waterfowl on the abundant wetlands around what is called today Albert Park. It was here they gathered materials to make tarnuks, woolens, spears, waddies, baskets, and what was needed to survive. I acknowledge our ancestors and pay my respects to their descendants, my elders, and to all of the generation of Victoria's first people who are here tonight. On this land, our people lived, celebrated culture beneath the stars. Here our peoples met, traded goods, celebrated seasonally, hunted and gathered, strengthening bonds of kinship through marriages, births, and shared living traditions. It is on this country that we shared our cultural knowledge by teaching our young ones the importance of this ongoing connection to the earth, the sky, the wind, and the water. Here our young ones learnt the difference between men's and women's business. Girls learned from our elder women. They learned to weave baskets, to make a string, to gather food, as this was gathered sustainably. Boys learned from their elder men, who taught them to make spears and waddies, to build a hut to protect their families from the weather. It was here they were taught how to hunt in a sustainable manner and how to best protect the complete family group. Our young ones also learnt the value of dance, music and art and its importance in connecting to country. It was also here they learnt the most important and valuable lesson of all, the proper ways to connect with, respect and take care of country. As we are gathered here, I ask you to please close your eyes and imagine this in our ancestors' time. Hear the laughter of the children as they play and learn from their elders. Listen to the language deep in culture that continues to be our strength today. We hope that you will continue to walk this journey with us as one people, with diverse cultures and knowledges. Let us all build upon and strengthen this connection that will benefit all present. I welcome and acknowledge all that are present tonight, and let us leave as friends, family and equals. I would like now to introduce proud Bunurong woman Mandy Garling to sing Bunurong language for culture.
Babung Dumba Dula Welcome everyone to the lands of the Bunurong. Traditional custodians of these lands are where we gather tonight of the Kulin Nation. So thanks everybody and good luck to all the competitors and warm and to everyone here tonight and out on the screen. Thank you.
Please welcome our official party, Swimming Australia President Dr. Michelle Gallen and World Aquatics President Captain Hussein Al-Musallam.
Good evening. I acknowledge and thank the traditional owners of the land on which we meet tonight, the Bunurong people. I pay my respect to their elders past, present and emerging. What an honour for us to meet here after the smoking ceremony and the cleansing and sweeping of our venue, which is designed to welcome all good things to this venue and to this event. On behalf of Swimming Australia and the local organising committee, it's my pleasure to welcome the world's best swimmers, their families, their friends and support staff to Melbourne for the FINA World Swimming Championships. It's been a whirlwind and an honour to collaborate with World Aquatics and step in to host this event on short notice. Thank you so much to our partners, Visit Victoria, for making this possible, and to all of our event sponsors. It's our first time since 2007 to host this amazing swimming family, and so we welcome you all back down under with wide open arms after a turbulent few years. Thank you to our incredible organising committee, ably led by dual Olympian Brenton Rickards, as well as more than 320 volunteers from all over Australia who have put up their hand to deliver this event. In Australia, swimming is in our DNA. A nation surrounded by water, our passion for swimming runs strong, and is why we know that our sporting fans here tonight and throughout the week are going to enjoy cheering on the world's best. Our hope is that by hosting this world-class event on home soil, we inspire a whole new generation of young people, and maybe some of us just young at heart, to get involved and stay involved in swimming. To the swimmers, thank you so much for being here. I wish you all good luck, and I wish you performances that exceed your expectations. I also wish you enjoyment in your swimming and the fun and friendship that is to be had here in Melbourne. It is now my great pleasure to welcome World Aquatics President, Captain Hussein Al-Musallam, to the lectern.
Thank you, Doctor. Dear friends and colleagues, good evening. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the beautiful city of Melbourne for the World Aquatic Short Course Championship. I am so happy that I am back in Australia. We all know how much Australians love swimming, and many of your athletes are admired by the world. Australia really is an aquatic nation. I can think of no better location for this prestigious event. I would like to thank the City of Melbourne for stepping in a short notice to host us, and I would like to give particular thanks to the organizers who have worked so hard to deliver what I know will be a spectacular World Championship. Athletes, volunteers, sponsors, spectators, you all have an important role to play this week. I am grateful to each and every one of you for your support of this event. I know that we are going to see some exceptional performance in the pool, and I'm so excited for that. I also know that Australian team will have some very noisy support, and that it is going to add to an incredible atmosphere in this arena. I wish good luck to all the athletes. We greatly admire you. We could not be here without you, and I am very grateful for your dedication to this sport. Thank you very much.
Welcome to the 16th FINA World Short Course Swimming Championships. To the backdrop of the Brighton beach boxes, a fitting recognition to Australia's Indigenous culture, such an important part of this country's history, and a wonderful way to herald in the World Championships here at this venue, the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. Stay with us. Night one of finals coming your way shortly.
two of an absolute legend down here with me. MC1, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. I tell you what, Emily, it's very strange having you this side and not over there in the pool racing.
I feel strange not having to be cooking up, be on my toes right now, getting ready to race. It's a totally different feeling for me.
And very glamorous as well, without the swim cap and makeup on. Em, you've had a busy couple of years after Tokyo. Give us all an update. I'm a celeb, the challenge. Talk us through it. Must have been fun.
Yeah, I've done some TV since I haven't been swimming. I've had a massive break. I've loved it. Being on reality TV is completely different and out of the depths for me. But I did have a few swimming challenges on the challenge, so I did it on there.
I want to know though, I'm a celebrity, they make you do a bunch of crazy stuff. What's the worst thing you had to do on that show?
The worst thing I had to do was I ate a cow's eye. Yeah, gross.
Yeah, that sounds gross. Rather swim 4 a.m.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Speaking of racing, we've got some incredible races to look forward to tonight. What are some of the races that you're excited to see?
I'm actually really excited for the racing tonight. I love planning Pallister, so I'm excited to see her swim tonight. I want her to win. I have been cheering for her. Obviously, I swam with her, so I'm very excited for that race. Also, the women's 4x1 free relay. Really excited for that. Hopefully, we can get a world record. The girls are so strong. The girls are on fire.
They were looking so good this morning, and it's within reach, you know. It would be
100%.
an amazing thing to do on night one in front of a home crowd. I'm also super pumped as well. I think the men's 200 IM is going to be an amazing race. It's an absolutely stacked field. We've got Seto, Shane Passes, Carson Foster, Matthew Sates from South Africa. All looking really good this morning, and you know, time's very close, so it's going to see which way that goes.
I mean, I do back Sato because he's got so much experience, but it could be anyone's game tomorrow.
Anyone's. Well, I tell you what, I'm so happy with you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please give it up for the wonderful Emily Seaborn.
雪是长白山写给山外人的向心吻，它给予了4394种动植物的繁衍、生长和耕耘。生命因雪而生，万物因雪而荣。你听到的是长白山松软雪花的味道。长白雪，天然雪山矿泉水。
We are excellence. We are innovation. We are passion. No, we don't just sell pools. We are definitely solution providers. This is our challenge. Make the difference together.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pool deck your referees and their team of technical officials.
The bright lights of Melbourne, voted the world's most livable city 7 times in the past decade. The second largest city in Australia, renowned for its easygoing yet sophisticated lifestyle, with claims to be one of the great sporting cities of the world. A city that's hosted the Olympics, Grand Slam tennis, top-class football codes of all tastes, rich horse races and Formula One motor racing, all within striking distance of that spectacular CBD. And this is Albert Park, the venue, well, the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre, home to the 16th FINA World Short Course Championships. I'm Mike McCann. With me is Bobby Hurley, former world champion and world record holder in the 50 backstroke. Welcome, Bobby. We've just seen the opening ceremony, but we look forward to the racing coming up shortly. We've already had the heats, the first day of heats this morning, and now we're setting ourselves for the first night of finals and semi-finals. Chalmers, Popovich, Proud, Leclos, Poltrineri, King, McKeon, McEwen, all the big names are here. This is what's ahead of us over the next 3 hours or so. And we're going to start with the women's 400 metres freestyle. We have 6 finals and semi-finals in 4 other events. So the action is going to be fast and furious. Yes, the 50 metres butterfly semi-finals, but then we'll have the other extreme right down the bottom, the men's 1500 metres freestyle, and we'll have the excitement, all the excitement of the women's 4x1 freestyle relay, and then the men. So what a night we have ahead of us. As I mentioned, we had an opening ceremony just a short time ago. Albert Park is set on the Bunurong country, and these championships provide a platform to showcase 2 of the oldest living cultures in the world, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures. So the global audience seeing Australia's history here, and it was quite a moment. The opening ceremony not so long ago. The Brighton beach boxes, we'll see those throughout the course of the championships as well. Bobby, it's a great way to start. Welcome, as I mentioned.
Thank you, Mike. Really happy to be here in Melbourne, and what a fantastic setup the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre has turned itself into to host these short course world championships. And you mentioned all those star names that have made the trip down under, and the Australians are looking to get off to a good start with Lani Pallister in the 400 freestyle in this first event. She's sure to get the crowd fired up for a big 6 days of racing.
Competition officials who play such an important part in overseeing the competition, so they have been introduced to the crowd, and well, big moment, but still an opportunity to smile for these competitors who've made it through to, in some cases, finals, other cases semi-finals, with the finals the next stop as far as they're concerned. So there's always a lot of action in the adjoining warm-up pools.
Yeah, that's it. All the swimmers inside warming up before they step outside and compete at the competition venue. Kaylee McEwen, she will feature heavily tonight in the 200 individual medley final and also the 100 backstroke semi-final. She's the Olympic champion in that 100 backstroke, so she's going to be one of the busiest swimmers in the pool at these championships. And as we look into the last call room there, that's the finalists in the 400 freestyle. On screen, to the right of screen is that's Lani Pallister, just putting her suit on, and that also seems to be the 50 butterfly women who are gearing up for the next event, which is the semi-finals of the 50 fly, straight after the women's 400 freestyle. So a lot of action up early in this program. The men's 50 fly will follow. We'll see the joint world record holders, Sebastian Sabo and Nicolas Santos, racing for a spot in the final in that event.
But we start with the women's 400 metres freestyle with Li Bingji setting the world record a short time ago. The bad luck for her, though, was that she was struck down by flu and had to withdraw from the heats this morning. Ariane Titmus holding that championship record set 4 years ago.
Please welcome the swimmers in the final of the women's 400 meters freestyle. Swimming in lane 8, representing Australia, Leah Neal.
Here they come for the first final of the night. Leah Neal from Australia, swimming out of lane 8. She was a finalist in this event back at the 2014
Swimming
Doha
in lane
World
1,
Championships.
representing Slovenia, Katja Fang.
So we move across to lane 1, the opposite extreme. Katja Fain, the 21-year-old from Slovenia. Personal best of just under
In
the
lane
qualifying
7,
time.
representing
4:01.
Japan, Kobori Waka.
Waka Kobori from Japan in 7. She was an Olympian last year in Tokyo, 22 years of age.
So Japan
Swimming in lane 2,
through Kobora.
representing
also
Japan,
lane
Numba
2
Miyu.
through this lady, Mia Numba, 20-year-old, appearing at the World Championships, so a big moment for her.
In lane 6, representing the United States, Leah Smith.
Leah Smith in lane 6, the veteran American. She was the champion, the world champion in this event from 2016.
In lane 3, representing the United States, Erin Kimmel.
And this is following a pattern, so 3 in from the one side was Smith, 3 in from the other is Erin Gemmell, who won 2 golds at the World Junior Championships, the 2 Americans.
In lane
Gemmell and
5,
Smith.
representing Australia, Lonnie Pallister.
The home crowd roars for Lani Pallister. Swimming in lane 5, she has the fastest personal best out of all the finalists
lane 4,
tonight.
representing New
The
Zealand,
mum taking a photo to mark the occasion. Here's Erica Fairweather, the New Zealander who has set the fastest time in qualifying. She made the Tokyo Olympic final, also the final in Budapest. So she is the swimmer to beat in lane 4.
This is the final in the women's 400 meters freestyle.
There we have the start list for the 400 free, the first of the finals. Fairweather and Pallister, New Zealand, Australia, 4 and 5, flanked by the Americans, Gemmell and Smith.
They line up for the first final of the night. Watch for Pallister to try and take this one out fast through the first 100 meters and play catch me if you can. Leah Smith and Fairweather will be chasing her down.
We are underway with the first of the finals here at the 16th FINA World Championships. Fairweather and Pallister, New Zealand, Australia, 4 and 5. On either side, Gemmell and Smith, and on either side of them, it's Namba and Kobori. Gee, Pallister's away nicely.
Yeah, she is. She gets off the blocks well. Only uses her legs through that first 25 metres just before switching them off. And you can see that in lane 4, Erica Fairweather's got a much stronger kick, and she does turn first, Fairweather. They turn together, in fact. 27.1, it's under world record pace for Fairweather and Pallister. And that world record recently set in October this year from Li Bingji of China. She did negative split that swim, so swam the second 200 faster than the first, so it wouldn't be a surprise to see these two swimmers in the middle of the pool under world record pace for the first 200 metres.
It's Fairweather with a nose in front of Pallister. Gemmell is there as well, Neal in 4th place, and then back to Smith as they turn the 100-metre mark. And the action is in the yellow lanes there, Fairweather and Pallister.
Yeah, I would have thought at this point that Pallister might have a little bit more of a lead, as she does like to swim her events and lead them from out in front. She got a medal in the 1500 freestyle at the Budapest World Champs just a few months ago, so she does have experience at this level, and she has been on World Championship podiums before, and we know the longer the race goes, she will be strong through that back half. So Fairweather with a slight lead. That was a strong turn from Pallister. You can see it just start to edge ahead as they come into that 175-metre turn.
Erica Fairweather, 18 years of age. Here she is searching for a World Championship gold medal. Pallister is right there with her. Pallister breathing to her left. Fairweather breathing to her right. They've got 9 to go as they get to the halfway point. Fairweather it is who leads by 12 100ths of a second. Gemmell is behind Pallister in 3rd.
Oh, this will be a good last 25 when they're breathing to each other coming into that last wall. But Pallister just seems to fade into the turns, but she's got a better streamline. You can see her pop up in head. There she is, the gold cap. She's ahead in front of Fairweather, but Fairweather's quicker on top of the water, just edging ahead now into these turns. So Fairweather, the quicker swimmer, which means she might be able to pull away through the back half of this one as they've got 6 laps to go. It's Fairweather. She continues to get her feet on the wall first into every single turn.
Oh, there was nothing between them as they turned at the 250. Now at the 275. Who is it? It's still, well, Pallister's in front by 1/100 to the second. Fairweather in second place, and they've left the other swimmers behind. Pallister is starting to get on top.
Oh, this is a good trans-Tasman battle here to kick off racing at the World Championships. Pallister's 0.2 in front. She's brought the legs in. She's trying to make a break on Erica Fairweather. Fairweather now, she's got the ability to breathe both sides. Breathing to her left. She doesn't want Pallister to get too far away. There's only 3 laps to go. That lead's open up to over half a second. Pallister's trying to make a move and kick away through this last 50 metres.
Oh, she's got the support of the stands here. The spectators are going wild. The first event, 50 to go. Lani Pallister of Australia. She leads by almost a full second now. Fairweather's got an almighty job on her hands. Back there in third and Smith. But this is a terrific performance by Lani Pallister as she turns for the last time, and she stretched the lead to over a second. Oh, this is a good turn though by Fairweather. She's not done with yet. Pallister holding on. She's calmed down. She's settled down. She's 3/4 of a length in front, and she's a gold medalist. Pallister gold, Fairweather silver, and Smith the bronze.
Lani Pallister comes of age. She's become a world champion, takes out the first gold medal of the championships and the first gold for the Australian team racing in front of their home fans here in Melbourne. What a performance from the 20-year-old. Smashes her personal best time, 3:55.04, winning by almost a full second from a brave swim from Erica Fairweather, the teenager from New Zealand, touching the wall in second. But Pallister just had a commanding last 100 metres to pull away, let Fairweather lead through that first 200 metres. They were right on world record pace through the first half of the race. So moving at an extreme speed, they broke away from the rest of the field pretty quickly. But Pallister, great out of those turns. She's got a great streamline and a really good skill set coming from a non-pool swimming background. And here they are at the finish. That lead, that victory, almost a full body length. And the Australian team coaches, they're proud to get their first gold medal for the Australian team. And the crowd are really stoked to see that, a breakout performance from Lani Pallister.
What a start for the host nation. Lani Pallister taking the first gold medal. Erica Fairweather, silver for New Zealand. And Leah Smith, the United States, taking bronze.
Well, Lani, congratulations. What a way to start the championships, ladies and gentlemen. Australian gold medal, world champion.
This is so exciting, you know, competing in front of a home crowd and my family's in the stands. I think it's the first time my mum's been on pool deck as just a mum, and my dad first time watching me swim, and brother and grandpa, so it's super exciting being in a home country and swimming like that.
And I mean, that was a race. You and Erica neck and neck down to that final 100. Could you feel her right there?
Oh my God, absolutely. She's such an incredible athlete, and we've been racing each other since 2018 in the junior team, so being here with her on pool deck is such a cool opportunity, and I can't wait to grow with her as athletes and keep going forward through the sport.
Well, we loved watching you do it. I know you've got the 8 and the 15 coming up as well. A little bit longer. How are you feeling about them?
The longer it gets, I find the better I get. I enjoy the 1500 the most at the moment, so looking forward to a busy week and just being around Team Australia.
You absolutely crushed it. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for our first world champion of the meet, Lani Pallister.
An exciting start to the competition. We move along to the semi-finals now of the women's 50 metres butterfly. The world record has stood since 2009 with the super suit era. Therese Elshomer, 24:38.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the semifinalists in the women's 50-meter butterfly.
So 50 metres up and back. Can't afford to make a mistake.
In lane 8, representing Australia, Alexandria Perkins.
Alexandra Perkins in lane 8. Won't she be inspired from that performance from her teammate?
In lane 1, representing Denmark, Julie Kep Jensen.
Julie Jensen, the Dane, 22-year-old, qualifying time.
In lane 7, representing Japan, Suda Mo.
That's Suda in 7 from Japan, the 22-year-old making her World Championship debut here in Melbourne.
In lane 2, from the Netherlands, Maaike de Waard.
Maaike de Waard was 6th in the last World Short Course Championships in Abu Dhabi. She made the final in Budapest as well.
In lane 7, representing Japan, Soma Ai.
The second of the Japanese swimmers in lane 6, that's Soma, 25 years of age.
In lane 3, representing the People's Republic of China, Wang Yishan.
Well, she's a youngster, 17-year-old, Wang Yishan of China, lane 3.
In lane 5, representing the United States, Tori Haas.
And Tori Haas, the 20-year-old American, 4th in this event last year in Abu Dhabi.
And in lane 4, representing France, Melanie Ani.
Melanie Hanique of France in lane 4. She's a veteran at 30 years of, in fact, I've aged her by a couple of days. She turns 30 next week. She's been on the international scene for a long time. Silver medalist in Budapest. The fields of semi-final 1. Hanique and Husk in 4 and 5.
Yeah, real return to form from Melanie Hanique back on the podium in Budapest, and was such a powerhouse this morning through the heats, off the blocks and coming out of that turn. We'll see if any of the other swimmers in this first semi-final can match her on the skill portion of this race. Just 2 laps of the butterfly.
Away, good start there by Hanique.
Yeah, off the blocks quickly, as was Husk, so it's the 2 in the middle of the pool. You can see they just got the better of the starts. Hanique at the top of the yellow lane. She won't breathe at all, just off that turn. Touches first in 11.1. Let's watch her underwater.
And she's still underwater. She comes up, maybe on level terms across there in lane 2. De Waard. De Waard's going to win this. De Waard it is who. Oh, she was touched out by Husk. Husk. And then a dead heat for second between De Waard and Hanique. Well, Tori Husk flew home in the last 10. De Waard was there. Hanique stayed underwater for a long, long time. But Tori Husk, she's a great racer. The Americans are always great racers.
Yeah, so good at the skill portion of the race, and she just nailed that finish, did Tori Husk, there in that lightning blue suit in lane 5. De Waard had a great swim in 2. Hanique was right there as well. Only 6/100ths of a second separated the top 3 in this first semi. Here they are. I think this was the turn. Hanique definitely touched first there, but Husk pushing off nice and deep to get the full 15 metres underwater. And this is the touch. Husk in the black cap, Hanique in the white. That's what 6/100ths of a second looks like.
Can't do much in 6/100ths of a second, but you can come first and relegate another to second. Swimming is a sport of fine margins. Tori Husk. She made the final at the last Short Course Championships, and she'll make the final here, no doubt about that. Husk, 24.86 by 6/100ths over De Waard and Hanique, who tied for second.
Yeah, getting close to that world record too. A lot of 24-second swims. That world mark from Therese Alshammer, 24.38 from 2009. And still plenty of star swimmers to come in this semi-final.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the swimmers in semi-final number 2 of the women's 50 meters butterfly. Swimming in lane 8, representing New Zealand, Helena Gasson.
Gasson, a 28-year-old from New Zealand. She was a finalist in this event at the Commonwealth Games earlier this year.
In lane 1, representing Canada, Katrin Savard.
Katrin Savard, the 29-year-old Canadian. She had a qualifying time, 25.5.
In lane 7 from the United States, Claire Curzan.
6 medals in Abu Dhabi last year for Claire Curzan, just 18 years of age, bronze in the 50
Swimming in lane 2 from Italy, Silvia Di Pietro.
Di Pietro's been on the international scene a long time as well. She made the final in Abu Dhabi. She's now 29
in lane
years of
6,
age.
representing France, Farrell Gastaldello.
Another veteran, Gastaldello from France. She was a silver medalist in the 100 IM at last year's World Championships.
In lane 3 from Canada, Margaret McNeil.
Maggie McNeil in excellent form in the FINA World Cup Series. She won this event in Toronto just a few weeks ago.
In lane 5, representing Sweden, Sarah Univik.
Univik in 5, personal best time this morning, 25.04.
In lane 10, third. Representing the People's Republic of China, Zhang Yifei.
And Zhang Yifei, the bronze medalist from the long course World Championships in Budapest, 5th in Abu Dhabi this time last year.
There's Gastaldello just getting that suit wet.
Talent right across the field here in semi-final 2. Zhang and Juvenek in 4 and 5. We watched for Curzan in 7, McNeil in 3.
Zhang was very impressive this morning. 200-meter butterfly Olympic champion, coming down in distance and showing fine speed across the 50-meter in the heats this morning. There she is in that orange suit.
Even start here, Zhang and Juvenek in the middle lanes, McNeil in 3.
Yeah, Junovic just left on the blocks ever so slightly. Zhang looking good through that first 25. You can see that orange suit. She does have a lead, and also swimming well is Gastaldello in 6.
It's the yellow lanes though at the moment. Zhang comes up in lane number 3 though. McNeil is in front. McNeil by half a stroke, and I think, oh, it's awfully tight. McNeil over Zhang. Curzan was 3rd, down there in lane 7. Well, Maggie McNeil, she is in excellent form. She has been over the past 12 months, and she is one of the stars on the world scene at the moment. She's into the final. She's going to give the medals a big shake.
Yeah, world-class sprinter, especially in the short course format, is Maggie McNeil. She had a monster turn, as we've seen before. It looked like Zhang was going to get her on the touch, but both of them Olympic champions in their own right from Tokyo last year. There's Junovic in that yellow cap from Sweden, just a little bit behind as they dove in. Zhang led through to 25, but coming off that wall, here they are off the dive. Zhang in that white cap. She's got a powerful stroke, but McNeil does all her damage underwater. And as they rose up, she had about a head lead through that last 10 meters of swimming, and was only 1/100th in it at the end. Here they are, McNeil on the left in that red suit, Zhang in the orange. They stroke together, just the momentum into the wall, into the touchpad. You've got to set that touchpad off, and McNeil takes it. It's just the semi-final. We'll see these two swimmers in lanes 4 and 5 for tomorrow's final.
McNeil winning semi-final 2 from Zhang and Kersen, 24.78 and 24.79. 1/100ths of a second separating that pair. We thought 6/100ths was close in the previous semi. McNeil will have lane 4 in the final. Zhang will have 5. Then they'll be flanked in Husk in 3 and DeWard in lane number 6. Wang with her time 25.14 missing out. It's going to be a wonderful final coming up. We look forward to that. Men's 50-metre butterfly semi-finals.
Please welcome the swimmers in the semifinals of the men's 50 meters butterfly. Swimming in lane 8, representing France, Florent Manadou.
The cool-looking Florent Manadou, showing that it is summertime here in Melbourne. Won a swim-off to compete in this
Swimming in
semi-final
lane 1,
tonight.
representing Brazil, Nicolas Santos.
42 years of age, he is the equal world record holder and defending champion Nicolas Santos
in 7,
of Brazil.
representing
Quite remarkable.
Estonia, Daniel Zaitsev.
25-year-old Zaitsev in lane 7. Shaded his personal best time this morning.
In lane 2, representing the United States, Michael Andrew.
And Michael Andrew, well, he enters just about everything. This star American, he's in lane 2.
Lane 6, representing Canada, Ilya Karun.
World junior record this morning in the heats, 22.32 for Ilya Karun, the 17-year-old Canadian.
In lane 3, from Australia, Matthew Temple.
And Matthew Temple getting a roar from the crowd, the Australian in lane 3. Qualifying time, 22.3.
Lane 5, from Trinidad and Tobago, Dylan Carter.
He's been on a tear this year. Undefeated across the World Cup circuit in the 50-metre sprints was Dylan Carter, silver medalist from last year in Abu Dhabi.
Swimming in lane 4, representing Singapore, Tiang Xin Wei.
Tiang Xin Wei in lane number 4 from Singapore. What a terrific swim it was by this fellow this morning. 22.01. He and Noah Ponte both recorded that time, 22.01. There's the start list for semi-final 1 for the men's 50 butterfly. And Cheong and Dylan Carter. Dylan Carter in sensational form in the FINA World Cup circuit. He is in lane 5.
Yeah, Tiong broke the Asian record this morning, 22.01 for the swimmer from Singapore. Still with his jacket on, so they are allowed a certain amount of time. The last swimmer to come out in lane 4 before undressing and getting ready to race. It might be a little bit of tactics there to keep the other boys behind the blocks just getting a little bit cold, which sprinters definitely don't like.
Away they go. So Carter alongside Young, and there was nothing between them.
Oh, what a powerful start from Carter, swimming in the bottom of those yellow lanes. They swim up to him at the turn. It's Manadou who touches first, 10 seconds flat. He probably won't have it across his back 25. It's Carter and Xiong.
And in lane number 5, Carter perhaps not there. Santos was right there as well. Santos just missing out to Carter. Wow, Dylan Carter, as we mentioned, absolutely sensational in the FINA World Cup circuit. Carter 22.02. And I think there was a world junior record in there as well. The Canadian Karen in lane number 6.
He's tough to beat, Dylan Carter. Undefeated through the World Cup circuit in the 50 fly, 50 back, 50 free. He took out his heat this morning and he takes out the first semi-final tonight. 22.02. And did his damage coming off that turn, and such a powerful swimmer on top of the water. There he is coming in, perfectly timed finish. really bunched up behind him. Just 0.45 separate all 8 swimmers there. Manidu's finished in 7th after turning first at the 25. And Michelangelo in 8th. So some big names falling back there, and a world junior record, as you mentioned, to Karun.
Carter from Santos. Magnificent performance by Carter. And how about Nicholas Santos, 42, and he is after another world title. Wow, 42 years of age, the Brazilian. He was in an outside lane, but he is going to be really hard to beat in the final.
Well, he likes to build his heats to semis to final swims. He doesn't like to go out max in the heat because he's 42 years of age. The recovery doesn't come as easy there.
Up next, the semifinalists in the men's 50 meters butterfly. Swimming in lane 8, representing Egypt, Youssef Ramadan.
Egypt represented in lane 8, that's Ramadan, 4th in the 100 fly last year at the Abu
Swimming
Dhabi World
in
Champs.
lane 1, representing Austria, Simone Boucher.
Boucher of Austria in lane number 1. 22-year-old with an entry time, a qualifying time of 22.44.
In lane 7, representing Japan, Kawamoto Takeshi.
Takeshi Kawamoto in lane 7, the 27-year-old, was 5th in this event back in 2018.
In lane 2, representing Italy, Matteo Rivolta.
Rivolta was the bronze medalist at the last 25-metre championships in Abu Dhabi 12 months ago.
Lane 6 from South Africa, Chad Leclos.
The well-credentialed Chad Leclos from South Africa. He's won this event twice before, back in 2014
lane
and
3
2016.
from Germany, Marius Kuj.
Kuj of Germany has lane 3 after recording a heat time of 22.19.
Lane 5, representing Hungary, Sebastian Sabo.
Sabo from Hungary, the joint world record holder. That time standing at 21.75.
And in lane 4, representing Switzerland, No Ponti.
And Ponti was sensational in the heats this morning with that time of 22.01. Identical time for the swimmer from Singapore, Cheong. And Ponti has lane 4 here in semi-final 2.
This is the second semi-final in the men's 50 meters butterfly.
Ponti in 4, Szabo, the Hungarian sprinter, in lane 5. We'll watch for Chad Leclos. Prefers them a bit longer. He's in lane 6.
He's had a good return to form this year as Leclos after a couple of years in the wilderness. He loves short course racing, but a breakout swim from Ponti this morning. Normally we see him also in the 100 and 200 metre distances. The swimmer from Switzerland, he'll start in the middle of the pool in that red cap. And of course, in between Ponti and Leclos is the world record holder, Sabo.
Oh, there was some movement on the blocks there. I think it was Rivolta in 2. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But excellent start by Szabo.
Yeah, Szabo way well there in that white cap, well ahead of the red cap of Ponti. 9.87. That's a flying first 25 from the world record holder.
And he comes up in front as well. He's down there in lane number 5. He's in front. The red cap of Ponti coming to him. But it was Szabo over Ponti. And in third place, Leclos. 21.9, so he's gone 11/100ths of a second quicker than he went in the heats this morning. He has staked the claim for favouritism for the gold medal.
Yeah, well executed swim there from Sebastian Sabo. He's only 0.15 away from his own world record as well. We look at the start. It was Sabo that moved early, I think, in the white cap. Well, he was definitely away quickly off the blocks. There was movement in lanes 2 or 3. But the replay again, Sabo in 5. Well, we saw some movement, I thought, that came up much higher in lanes 2 or 3, but off that slow-mo, Sabo was in the water quick, and that showed through his start in the first 25 metres. We haven't seen anyone go sub 10 seconds across the first lap. So we'll wait and see what the officials see on the video replay, and the results aren't yet official.
Another one there, I thought Rivolta was the one I called. he was the one who seemed to move. It wasn't as evident on the replay, but it was to the naked eye. And I think they'll be having a close look at the start there of Matteo Revolta.
There's the finish. Sabo and Ponti first and second. I think he was just off the blocks quicker than everybody else, Sebastian Sabo. His reaction times, as we can see, 0.57. Everybody else in the 0.6s. So even though it's only a few hundredths of a second, he did clearly get off the blocks first.
Here's the result then. Yes, Revolta it was, has been disqualified. So there was some movement on the blocks. There's Szabo winning it from Ponti and Leclos. The sensational second semi.
Amazing start on that replay from Szabo. He will qualify fastest through to the semi-finals.
Yes, Szabo the quickest, Carter, Ponti, Santos, Leclos, Kush, Chong, and it looks like there's going to be a swim-off there with identical times for the Canadian and also Zaitsev of Estonia, 22-28. So a swim-off to determine the 8th and last spot for lane 8 in the final.
We love a swim-off. 2 this morning, 1 again tonight. At least they're only 50 metres, Mike.
Yes, they can be quite daunting when they're over considerably longer distances at the end of a long heat session. In this case, a final session. But that'll be okay. We'll deal with it. Well, that's disappointing for Revolta.
Just amazing to see on that slow motion replay. I've never really seen it from Szabo getting off the block significantly quicker than everybody else without it being a false start.
We're about to pause for a medal ceremony. The first of the gold medals has been won, and the women's 400 metres freestyle. This is going to be a very popular presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's 400-meter freestyle. The medals will be presented by World Aquatics President, Captain Hussein Al-Musallam. Winner of the bronze medal, representing United States of America, Leah Smith.
She's been on the international scene for a long time, Leah Smith, the 27-year-old.
Winner of the silver medal, representing New Zealand, Erica Fairweather.
Erica Fairweather. Wonderful effort by the 19-year-old, the 18-year-old still.
And winner of the gold medal, representing Australia, Lani Pallister.
And look at the smile for Lani Pallister. Mac Horton amongst her teammates taking photos, and Lani Pallister is now a world champion.
Here are the medalists receiving their awards now. Leah Smith, the former champion from 2016, the bronze medalist. And what a decorated career she's had at the international level. It's the first international medal for Erica Fairweather. Just 18 years of age, Tokyo Olympic finalist. Now she finds herself on a podium. And what about the performance from Pallister? 9th fastest performer in history with her time of 3:55.04. And she takes the gold medal around her neck, the first gold medal of the championships, and does it in front of her home crowd and parents in the stands. What a performance from Lani Pallister.
What a start for Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Australia.
Nice
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for
Lani Pallister. Her mum, Janelle Elford, a former champion distance swimmer herself, is in the stands watching and enjoying all of this. Pallister taking a gold medal, and Australia winning this event for the second time in 3 World Championships after Ariane Titmus won in Hangzhou in 2018. Kylie Palmer winning in Manchester back in 2008. So now Lani Pallister writes her name into the record books.
That was a fun medal ceremony.
It was short and sweet, and you'll notice the Brighton beach boxes. It is, well, I was going to say a particularly Australian thing, but of course we see the beach boxes in England as well. I think, I'm not sure, is it Brighton? Cornwall?
Maybe it's a Brighton thing.
Marika Fairweather, what a terrific performance by her. Her time will come. Now, Lani Pallister is racing down. There's her mum. Janelle Elford, a Commonwealth Games gold medalist herself, and the great Dawn Fraser. The hugs don't come any bigger than that. From a swimming name any bigger than that. Well done, says Dawn, and well done, says Mum Janelle.
Yeah, great reward for the Pallister family. The move to the Gold Coast. She trains with Michael Bowl, and Janelle is the assistant coach of that program. So Michael Bowl and Janelle Pallister with a superstar stable of swimmers there at Griffith University on the Gold Coast, adding another world champion to the list of swimmers produced by Michael Bowl. Currently there, he's got Mac Horden, who will race in the 400 freestyle tomorrow. Emma McKeon, the name on everybody's lips. She'll swim in the women's relay tonight for the Australian team, which could shake the world record as well in that race. And what a big night it could be. What a big first night it could be for the Australian swim team there on camera.
So we move along to our next event. It's another final, the women's 200 metres individual medley, where Katinka Hosszu set the world record back in 2014.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the swimmers in the women's 200 meters individual medley. Swimming in lane 8, representing Italy, Sarah Franceschi.
Franceschi from Italy in lane 8. Semi-finalist at the Olympic Games in this
Swimming
event.
in lane 1, representing Great Britain, Abby Wood.
Abby Wood, she made the Olympic final in Tokyo. She just missed the medals, representing Great Britain.
In lane 7, from Canada, Sydney Pickram.
The defending champion, Sydney Pickram from Canada. 2:04.00 is her personal best time to win the gold medal in Abu Dhabi last year.
In lane 2, representing France, Charlotte Bonnet.
Charlotte Bonnet is the oldest swimmer in this final at 27 years of age. The French woman who's been on the international scene for so long.
In lane 6, representing Australia, Kaylee McEwen.
Well, can the Australian women make it 2 for 2 here in Melbourne? Kaylee McEwen in lane 6. She's got to work cut out for her.
Representing the Netherlands,
from
Marit
Budapest.
Steenbergen.
Marit Steenbergen from the Netherlands has lane 3 here after a qualifying time of 2:06.01.
In lane 5, representing the United States, Alex Walsh.
First of the Americans, world champion in the long course version, Alex Walsh, 21-year-old. She'll race out of lane 5.
Representing the United States, Kate Douglas.
Kate Douglas was sensational in the heat. Bronze medalist at the Olympics and in Abu Dhabi 12 months ago.
This is the final of the women's 200 meters individual medley.
The USA in the 2 fastest lanes there. The yellow lanes Kate Douglas and Alex Walsh. It's going to be a great showdown. Watch also for Kaylee McEwen, though, the Australian in lane 6, and Sydney Pickram, the Canadian, defending a title in 7.
So good this morning was Kate Douglas. It wouldn't surprise me if she can really go for that world record tonight. Swimming out of lane 4, McEwen and Walsh just below her.
Away they go then. Douglas and Walsh in those middle lanes, flanked there by Steenbergen and McEwen. Butterfly, and then into the backstroke, and then the breaststroke, and they'll bring it home with a free.
Well, we know the individual medley swimmers are some of the most versatile in the world, and they don't come more versatile than Kate Douglas. She's the American record holder in the 100 fly, the 200 breast, and the 50 freestyle. Look at her coming into that wall. Under world record pace at the 50. She's got a half-second lead over her teammate Alex Walsh. We'll see if Walsh can take some ground off her on the backstroke.
So it's the Americans 1-2 at the moment. Douglas from Walsh. And turning there in 3rd place would be McEwen at the moment. She's just in front of Steenbergen, and Woods back in 5th place. That world record held by Katinka Hoshu, 2:01.86. It was set Doha in 2014, 8 years ago.
Yeah, they have picked up Douglas on her weakest leg. That's the backstroke. She turns in 2nd. Walsh took over there. McEwen in the gold cap from Australia, making a strong move as well. But here's the breaststroke, the all-important breaststroke leg. Douglas trying to take ground off Walsh, but Walsh looks really good across his first lap.
Walsh it is in front of Douglas. McEwen still in 3rd and Steenbergen 4th. So the top 4 remain unchanged. It's the Americans, though, who are vying for the lead as they go down to complete the breaststroke. And they will bring it home with a free, and Douglas is starting to look very strong. It's Douglas in front of Walsh. McEwen still there as well.
Yeah, they're training partners, these two, at the University of Virginia. They would have done this many times before. Douglas just starting to stride out now. She finished off that breaststroke oh so well, and they're only about half a second off the world record as well. So Douglas ahead of Walsh. It looks like it's going to finish that way. Here comes McEwen.
McEwen challenging for 2nd. There's no doubt about the winner, though. It is Kate Douglas. Kate Douglas wins a gold medal for the United States. They strike gold. Walsh takes the silver, and McEwen takes the bronze medal. Kate Douglas winning it comprehensively in the end.
Just shades that world record as well. Only 0.3 of a second away, but Douglas dominates that women's 200 individual medley final. She showed just how good she is across the breaststroke and freestyle legs of that swim, and she wins that by 1.2 seconds, the final margin. She got off well off the blocks. Powerful butterfly swimmer, and really clean in and out of her turns as well. Just timing those turns on a great stroke. Not too much splash as she turns on that first wall of butterfly. Walsh and McEwen picked her up on the backstroke, but she was able to take over the lead again in the breaststroke leg. That was the last turn from breast into free, and you can see Douglas just edged away from her American teammate, and she really chased that world record line home. 29.0 on that freestyle split from Kate Douglas. So watch out for her on the freestyle relays and individual events later this week. But for now, she's world champion in the 200 IM.
Douglas, Walsh, McEwen, then Steenbergen, and Pickram, who won the title last year, finishes 5th. Douglas with the gold in the 200 individual medley.
Kate, what a great swim. That was an amazing race. You and Alex right down to that final 50. But you got there in the end. You're world champion. I know you're blowing a bit. What's going through your mind?
I'm just really happy with that race altogether. This morning's swim felt great, so to be able to come back to go faster tonight is awesome, and just being able to race next to Alex is always fun.
And seeing you look so strong, in that race sort of sets you up for a nice week as we move through the rest of your program.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited for the rest of my week and for the relay later on tonight.
I can't wait to see you do that as well. Relay's always fun. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your new world champion, Kate Douglas.
The men's 200 metres individual medley will follow, and Ryan Lochte with that world record of 149.63. There could have been many more medals had it not been for the presence of the great Michael Phelps.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the swimmers in the final of the men's 200 meters individual medley. In lane 8, representing Japan, Ogata So.
Ogata from Japan makes his World Championship debut here in Melbourne, 153.00 this morning for the 19-year-old.
In lane 1, representing Italy, Alberto Rossetti.
Alberto Rossetti, the bronze medalist from the last short course World Championships. He won the 200
In
butterfly
lane 11,
at that
representing
time.
Australia, Clyde Lewis.
The crowd roars for Clyde Lewis, back racing at the World Championships, back in form and swimming out of lane 7.
Representing the United States, Shane Cassis.
Well, Shane Cassis, a backstroke specialist here. He won all of the 100 and 200 backstroke events in the FINA World Cup
In lane
Series.
6, representing South Africa, Matthew Sates.
The world junior record holder, Matthew Sates, still only 19 from South Africa, looking to make his first
3,
international
representing
podium.
Canada, Finlay Knox.
Finlay Knox in lane 3. He just missed the medals at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. He finished 4th in this event.
In lane 5, from the United States, Carson Foster.
Foster in 5, the silver medalist from Abu Dhabi last year.
And in lane
the
4,
first swimmer to wear
representing
gloves
Japan,
out here in Melbourne.
Seto.
And Daya Seto, a 28-year-old from Japan, 4th at the Tokyo Olympics. He was the bronze medalist in Budapest, and he is the defending champion.
This is the final of the men's 200 meters individual medley.
Daya Seto looking to make it 2 in a row. Lane 4, the Americans well represented through Cassis and Foster in 5.
Seto looking for his 6th medal in a row, his 6th consecutive medal in this 200 IM event. He's the defending champion from last year in Abu Dhabi, and he's an extreme short course racer. A lot of speed, super skillful across all 4 strokes. Watch for him to move on that breaststroke. But Foster and Cassis, the Americans, they will go out fast through the butterfly in the back. So we'll see how fast Cassis can go. Fastest man in the world this year. Swimming out of lane 2 is Shane Cassis.
Seto away, nice start there from Cassis. Off the blocks quickly, lane 2, and down there in 5. There's second of the Americans, Foster. Also in lane number 6, Sates has got away brilliantly.
Yeah, Cassis in 2 leads across the first 25. He's the biggest and most powerful of the swimmers. You saw him walk out to that introduction, and he's just got the swagger. He's the world champion from last year in the 100 backstroke. So we'll take Sates leads, Cassis in 2nd. We'll see what this backstroke split can produce, because Cassis is a backstroke specialist, and it's a much improved stroke for Carson Foster there in the black cap, in the bottom of the yellow lanes, starting to move up to the top 3. So Cassis and Foster. Backstroke is the weak leg for Sates and Seto, and Seto's further behind than I thought he'd be at this halfway point.
He often finishes his races well, Seto, as they get to the 100-metre mark, the halfway point. They're into the breaststroke now, and it's still Cassis in front. Sates isn't going away in lane 6. He's looking very strong.
Yeah, good pull out from Seto. There he moves in the top of the yellow lanes, still about a body length behind Shane Cassis and Carson Foster, the 2 Americans. Foster's in a good spot here because he's a really strong freestyle swimmer, and Sates in the white cap Sates, I didn't know he had such a strong breaststroke split in him. So Sates might be taking it out through this 50 to go, and he's a really strong freestyle swimmer too.
Sates it is who leads from Cassis, and then Seto's moved up to third. He's still a chance there, Seto. He's finishing hard, but he's got to mow down Sates in the white cap in lane number 6. And with 25 to go, it's the South African who's in front. Sates, they've got to catch him. Cassis in second. They won't catch him. This is going to be a gold medal to South Africa. Matthew Sates, the youngster, he takes it out and he wins gold. A wonderful performance for him. It's a breakthrough. Second was Foster. Oh, what a terrific win. 150.15 for Matthew Sates.
Oh, the second fastest performance in history. And Sates crowns himself world champion in this 200 IM. Big swim from the South Africans. They're proud of that swim there from the 19-year-old Matthew Sates, world junior record holder. He's just smashed that world junior record by over a second with that performance we just saw. There he was in the white cap, powerful through the butterfly. He had a narrow lead after the butterfly split. The Americans caught him through the backstroke, but I didn't know Sates had such a strong breaststroke split in him. He actually pulled away from Seto and Foster through the breaststroke, and he is one of the fastest short course freestylers in the world. He'll be one of the men to beat tomorrow in the 400, so they're never going to chase him down through that last 50. But a huge breaststroke split there from Sates. And Seto falls out. Seto and Foster miss the podium, so big changing of the guard here in this one. An extremely fast final as well.
And I'll tell you who flew home to grab the bronze is Finlay Knox, the Canadian. He has come from right through the field and he's grabbed third place. There he is touching the wall right now in lane number 3. So wonderful swim by Knox. There is a slight delay. There's a question mark in the minds of the officials. They are reviewing the vision. So it's a little premature to start the celebrations for Matthew Sates, Carson Foster and Finlay Knox. Not quite sure where the issue or the possible issue is, but we have to wait to get all clear. And the word is coming through that we do have the all clear. So Sates wins the gold. Wonderful effort. And that will be a relief as they waited. Sates the gold, Foster the silver, and Knox the bronze in the men's 200 individual medley. Melbourne at dusk.
Matthew, congratulations. That was a big moment. You're world champion. Just kind of sat in that pool, kind of taking it all in. What's going through your mind?
I don't even know what to say. I shout out to the people watching at home, and my grandparents and my mom and everything are watching. So shout out to you guys and for all the support, for the coaches and the team, and that's helped me along the way, yeah.
And I know, we've watched you have incredible performances, short course, World Cups, but you came to this, the biggest stage in the world, and you did it. You're world champion. It's a box ticks, right?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my training partners back in Pietermaritzburg, and with my club, Seals. So just thank you, everyone. Thanks, guys. Thanks to everyone in the stands coming out tonight. And yeah, I really can't say anything more.
Mate, congratulations. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Matthew Sates.
The next event on the program, the women's 100 metres backstroke semi-finals. Minna Atherton holds that world record of 54.89 set 3 years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the swimmers in semi-final 1 of the women's 100 meters backstroke. Swimming in lane 8, representing Italy, Silvia Scalia.
Silvia Scalia racing out of lane 8 here. 57.5 was her performance this morning to
in
qualify
lane 1,
16.
representing Great Britain, Medic Harris.
Eddie Harris came from one of the earlier heats and made it through to the top 16 here. The British
in lane 7, representing Australia, Kaylee McEwen.
Second race of the night for Kaylee McEwen. Walking out now after her bronze in the 200
In lane 2, representing the Netherlands, Maaike de Waard.
Maaike de Waard of the Netherlands also with her second race of the evening. She has lane 2.
In lane 6, representing France, Pauline Meilleux.
That's Meilleux from France. Personal best this morning for the 23-year-old to make her first World Championship
In
semi-final.
lane 3, representing the Czech Republic, Simona Kubova.
Kubova is in lane 3. She made the final at Abu Dhabi 12 months ago.
In lane 5, representing Sweden, Hanna Rosvall.
Hanna Rosvall, personal best this morning as well for the 22-year-old. Finalist last year, semi-finals.
And in lane 4, representing Canada, Ingrid Wilm.
And Ingrid Wilm, the Canadian, in lane 4 in semi-final number 1. Time this morning of 56.15 for Wilm. Another appearance here for McEwen in 7 and also de Waard in lane 2, semi-final 1 with Wilm and Rosvall in the middle lanes.
Women's 100 meters backstroke.
Melbourne by night as we await the start of the women's 100 backstroke. Semi-final 1. So Wilm and Rosvall, Kubova in lane number 3 was away well, and so too in lane number 7 it's McEwen, the winner of the 100 and the 200 at the Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah, she's got a quick double here, McEwen. She will need to be a lot better tonight in this semi-final than she was this morning through the heats. To throw off that first turn, Ingrid Wilm with a strong underwater. She's got a good lead at the halfway mark.
Canadian women continuing to impress. They have done, I think they emerged, it's fair to say, at the Windsor Championships in 2016, and they've got a very strong group, and Wilm is right there in the middle of it as she goes down to the 75-metre mark. It's Wilm in front. In second place, it's de Waard, and in third, it's McEwen. These swimmers looking for a spot in the final. Now the lead is starting to close up a little, but Ingrid Wilm is going to do enough and win it in front of McEwen. Rosvall in second, and de Waard it was in fourth. And a happy smile there for Ingrid Wilm of Canada.
Yeah, 55.92, really world-class swim in semi-final 1 for Ingrid Wilm. She's been 55.6 before, so she controls that one with that beautiful underwater work. And that red suit in lane 4, there she is. Little late off the wall, but just dominated when it came to the underwater part of the race. McEwen down there in lane 7. She turned 5th at the halfway mark before swimming it down, and she's got to work so hard on top of the water. She just can't match the class of Ingrid Wilm when it comes to that dolphin kicking. Here they are underwater, pushing off nice and deep. Most swimmers, the backstrokers, trying to get about 10 dolphin kicks off every wall to go the full 15 metres. And coming down to the finish, it's the long arms of Ingrid Wilm. McEwen there on the right of screen was chasing but ran out of pool. Wilm ahead of McEwen and Rosvall.
It's the result of semi-final 1. Canada, Australia, Sweden, 1, 2 and 3. Ingrid Wilm with that time of 55.92. Will be really one to beat in the final tomorrow night. McEwen prefers the longer course races. Out to the call room for our next event.
Please welcome the swimmers in semifinal number 2 of the women's 100 meters backstroke. Swimming in lane 8, representing Japan, Akase Sayaka.
Akase from Japan in lane 8, the 28-year-old veteran, semi-finalist in this event back in Hangzhou
in lane
2018.
1, representing the People's Republic of China, Wang Leqian.
Wang Leqian of China, so China represented here.
In lane 7, representing Canada, Kylie Maas.
Kylie Maas, 3 silver medals from Abu Dhabi last year. She's the world champion in the
lane 2, representing the United States of America, Claire Curzan.
Back into the pool for Claire Curzan. Another swim for her this evening, the bronze medalist from the Budapest World Championships.
In lane 6, also representing the United States of America, Isabel Staden.
Staden, the short course specialist, bronze medalist in the 200 backstroke from Abu Dhabi last year.
Swimming in lane 3, representing the Netherlands, Kira Toussaint.
Toussaint of the Netherlands, finalist at the Tokyo Olympics, also the Budapest World Championships. She has lane 3.
In lane 5, representing Australia, Molly O'Callaghan.
The crowd roars for Molly O'Callaghan, world champion in the 100 freestyle. Swims out of lane 5
in lane
here in the
4,
100 backstroke.
representing Sweden, Louise Hansen.
And she looks confident. The defending champion from Sweden, Louise Hansen, in lane 4. She's a tall girl, Louise Hansen, winning the title in Abu Dhabi just before Christmas last year. Hansen in 4, O'Callaghan 5. 2 Americans there, Staden and Curzan. Kylie Maas, one to watch for in 7. Maas, in fact, has been the silver medalist at Tokyo, Budapest, Abu Dhabi and the Commonwealth Games in this event. Second in all 4 of those big international meets. So Hansen and O'Callaghan in those middle lanes. The yellow lanes there, the yellow cap is that of O'Callaghan. Just above her is Hansen. And going nicely down there in lane number 7, Kylie Maas. We watch for the Canadian.
Oh, it's a good start there from O'Callaghan. Got into that first wall well, but it's pretty even through that first 40 metres or so as Hansen starts to take over the lead. And also swimming well is the teenager Curson in lane 2. So Hansen, 26.87. They're just a few tenths over world record pace. Maas up early into her stroke on this 3rd lap. She's down the bottom of the pool, challenging for the lead, but there's about 5 of them in a row with 25 to go.
Toussaint it is who leads O'Callaghan in 2nd place. So there are plenty of chances here, but it's Claire Curson in lane number 2. Now through goes O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan might win this in lane 5. A ripper of a swim there for Molly O'Callaghan, the freestyle specialist. And here she is staking her claim in the backstroke. And Dawn Fraser is delighted.
She can do it all, Molly O'Callaghan. Personal best, 55.80. Faster than what we saw from Wilm in the previous semi-final. And she had a strong last 25 metres as well, so a great underwater exponent, but really swam away from the field across that last lap of backstroke. This is coming into the finish here. She doesn't really lunge for the wall, she just sort of strokes into it, so it's a bit
Introducing the swimmers in semifinal number 1 of the men's 100 meters backstroke. Swimming in lane 8, representing Germany, Marek Ulrich.
Here come the semi-finalists. Marek Ulrich from Germany in 8:50.92 this morning, personal best time.
In lane 1, representing Poland, Sauri Masiuk.
Masiuk of Poland made the final of Budapest World Championships. He finished 6th then.
In lane 7, representing Czech Republic,
17.
Tomas Franta.
Franta in 7. Semi-finalists in this event last year in Abu Dhabi.
In 2, representing Germany, Oleg Braunschweig.
Braunschweig of Germany in lane 2 with a hit time of
In 6,
50.37.
representing France, Johan Insoy Brouard.
The big, powerful Johan and Doy Brouard, 4th at the long course version of this event.
In 3, representing Australia, Isaac Allen Cooper.
Isaac Cooper of Australia will have the support of the crowd here. 18-year-old, lane 3.
In 5, representing Switzerland, Thierry Bollin.
And this was the surprise this morning. Thierry Bollin, 50.1 to qualify 4th fastest, and it's his first World Championship
And in 4,
semi-final.
representing France, Muin Tomac.
Muin Tomac of France is in lane number 4 here, 21 years of age. And he was the only swimmer of this field to go sub 50 in the heats this morning. He was the 2nd quickest overall behind Ryan Murphy, who will be in semi-final 2. Tomac and Bollin, 4 and 5. Semi-final 1 of the 100 back for men.
Yeah, Cooper in 3, a lot of speed to burn. The 50-metre specialist, he was out fast this morning, but Tomac really finished it off. And we see Bollin in the semi-finals for the first time in that red cap of Switzerland. So a few new names here in this men's 100 metres backstroke. 2 Frenchmen, 2 Germans, and 1 Australian.
Tomac in the white cap, lane 4. In the red cap, the Swiss swimmer is Bollin in 5, and the yellow cap prominent, that's Cooper in 3.
Oh, Bollin with the best at the starts. Swimming the red cap from Switzerland. He doesn't turn first though. Cooper quick across the water through that first 25. And that's a good first wall from Tomac of France in lane 4. The speed's on early. They're going to turn sub 24 seconds. It's Tomac ahead of Cooper and down there in lane 7, Franta as well. A really tight first semi-final.
And Cooper is putting in a very good third 25 here. He would have taken over the lead now, Cooper, over Tomac. So they've gone 75 and they're bringing it home now, and up comes Cooper in front. Cooper is being challenged though. Tomac is finishing hard. Cooper, Tomac, and also down there in Doy Brouard. He flew home in the closing stages. The Frenchman taking it out and pipping Cooper and Tomac. They dead heated for second. 49.78. Well, that is a very smart time by Johan Doy Brouard.
Oh, anything sub 50 seconds is truly world class. And Doy Brouard and Tomac, they're trading French records. Tomac this morning and Doy Brouard tonight. Not as good underwater as his competitors there. Gets beat off the start in that white cap, 3rd from the bottom. But he was powerful through that last 25. Cooper flipped early. He led at a few of those turns, but just faded towards the end. And the powerful, big stroking, and Doy Brouard, there he is, coming in the right of screen. You can see how much physically larger he is than the rest of his competitors. He reaches out, goes sub 50 seconds. The only swimmer in the field to do so. 49.78. Calm down, it's just a semi-final.
The result of semi-final one with France from Australia and France. And Doy Brouard, 49.78.50, 0-1 for both Cooper and Tomac. One semi-final to go.
Please welcome the swimmers in this semifinal number 2 of the men's 100 meters backstroke. In lane 8, representing Norway, Markus Lie.
Markus Lie, the veteran 27-year-old from Norway.
In lane 1, representing Great Britain, Luke Greenbank.
Luke Greenbank, Great Britain. He swam at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. He finished 5th in this event.
In lane 7, representing Japan, Irie Yosuke.
The veteran, Waisuke Irie, still moving forward, 5th in this event, back in 2010
In 2,
Dubai.
representing South Africa, Peter Coetzee.
Peter Coetzee, the Commonwealth Games champion from South Africa, in lane 2.
In lane 6, representing Italy, Lorenzo Mora.
All business is Mora, swimming out of lane 6, silver medalist, the
In
Italian
lane
last
3,
year in the 50
representing
back.
Poland, Kasper Stakowski.
Stakowski made the final in Abu Dhabi.
In 5, representing Greece, Apostolos Christou.
6'6", with long arms attached, Apostolos Christou, semi-finalist in the 100
In lane
backstroke
4,
this year in
representing the
Budapest.
United States of America, Ryan Murphy.
And Ryan Murphy, quickest through the heats this morning, the silver medalist from the Budapest Long Course World Championships in lane 4.
He's got the snow gloves on, and I'm not sure if they're headphones or earmuffs. Ryan Murphy keeping warm as he walks out, and he was super impressive this morning in the heats.
So Greenbank and Lee in the outside lanes, the yellow lanes, Murphy and Christou.
Now watch this, the experience of Murphy. He's going to take a long time to get changed. You can see Christou, Irie, they're actually waiting for Murphy to take off his jacket before they follow suit. No one wants to be out there behind the blocks without some warmth attached to them. So that's going to be a factor this week in Melbourne, especially for the swimmer in lane 4 who really controls the pace of the introductions and the start of these finals.
Murphy away well, lane 4 in the black cap for the United States. Christou alongside him, and also a good start there in lane number 3, Stakowski.
Yeah, pretty even through the start, but Murphy just gets his feet on the wall first through that first 25. He's so good at the underwaters, and what makes him so good is they don't really fatigue. He's able to hold speed and distance across all 3 turns. So there he's in lane 4. 23.7. Stakowski trying to go with him, the swimmer from Poland, above him in lane 3, and that's a good turn there from Mora as well. That black cap of the Italian, he's strong across this last wall. Watch for Mora to challenge.
As they turn for the last time now, and still underwater is Murphy. Up he comes now. Murphy in front. It's Stakowski in second. He's the big challenger there. Murphy wins it though. Murphy from Stakowski. Mora in third, and fourth home Christou.
Oh, it's significantly faster semi-final. 49.1 for Ryan Murphy. Personal best time, in fact, and he looked well inside his comfort zone there. Consistent across all 25-metre splits. Controls that win. And we've got 5 swimmers under 50 seconds in semi-final number 2. That was fast. Led by Murphy. There he is, the Olympic champion from Rio 6 years ago. Olympic medals last year in the 100 and 200-metre distances.
200 IM.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's 200-meter individual medley. The medals will be presented by World Aquatics President Advisory Board member Dr. Somsak Lee Swadrikal. Winner of the bronze medal, representing Australia, Kaylee McEwen.
Excellent swim by Kaylee McEwen, emerging from the doors of the bright
Winner of the silver
beach
medal,
box.
representing United States of America, Alex Walsh.
It was a great battle between Walsh and her teammate there, Douglas.
World champion and winner of the gold medal, representing United States of America, Kate Douglas.
And Kate Douglas, what a swim it was. After taking bronze last year and bronze at the Olympic Games in Tokyo, now she is the world champion here in the women's 200 individual medley.
Yeah, busy already tonight. McEwen qualifies for the 100 back final to be raced tomorrow. 2 swims, 1 medal presentation. It all stacks up and we're only 1/6 of the way through the program for a busy swimmer like McEwen. Alex Walsh as well. She'll race multiple individual events and be important on the United States relays this week. Equally strong on the sprint freestyle events, and we've seen her race some world-class short course breaststroke before too, but none more versatile than the new individual medley world champion, shading the world record. That's Kate Douglas. She's the 2nd fastest performer in history, behind that mark from Katinka Hoshu, and she'll have her eyes on that world record over the coming years.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of United States of America.
First time we've heard the American national anthem here. I'm certain it won't be the last though. And Kate Douglas winning this event, the 200 individual medley, for the first time from America's point of view. I'm just going through, I think it's the first time in history. No, it's not. It's the 2nd time in history, but you know what? The only other win was by Alison Wagner in Mallorca, 1993, the first version of the World Championships. Quite remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah, you would have thought the United States would have fared better in this event. Douglas was the bronze medalist from last year in Abu Dhabi. Swam a time in the heats that would have won the final, but didn't produce her best there, and she finished behind Pickram in that event. So we see Douglas on top of the podium this time, and sort of, I guess, in the changing of the guard from Katinka Hoshu, no longer dominating at the top of the world level. We've seen Ohashi take the Olympic crown last year. She missed the final here, the Japanese swimmer. And Alex Walsh winning the long course version of this race. Now Katie Douglas taking out the short course world title. And McEwen's been on multiple podiums there as well, and trying to put a little bit more emphasis on this event in the lead up to the Paris Olympic Games.
Well, we move along to the longest event on the program now, the men's 1500 metres freestyle. Florian Wellbrock holding the world record at 14:06.88.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the swimmers in the fastest heat of the men's 1500 meters freestyle. In lane 8, representing France, Logan Fontaine.
Fontaine, the 23-year-old from France, personal best time of 14:36.8.
In lane 1, representing Egypt, Marwan El Kamash.
El Kamash, the Egyptian, he swam on the FINA World Cup circuit. He won the 800 at the event in Toronto. They
In
alternated
lane
the
2,
8s and
representing
15s
Norway,
there.
Henrik Christensen.
Got Christensen starting out of lane 2.
In
And
lane 6,
like no
representing
lane 7.
Japan, Takeda Shogo.
It's Takeda Shogo from Japan in 6. Fourth fastest entry time of 14:29.
In lane 3, representing France, Damien Joly.
So Joly in lane 3 from France. 6th at the last World Championships in Abu Dhabi.
In lane 5, representing the United States of America, David Johnston.
I like this guy, David Johnson from the United States in 5, American record holder in the 800 freestyle.
In 4, representing Italy, Gregorio Poltronieri.
And Gregorio Poltronieri, he set the World Junior record back in 2012, so he's certainly not a junior now. He was 4th at the Tokyo Olympics. He is the Budapest long course world champion.
The legacy of Poltronieri grows. 10 years at the top of distance swimming.
The start list for the men's 1500 metres freestyle. Poltronieri, the man to beat in lane 4. Johnston, his main rival, in lane 5 from the USA.
Yeah, Johnston was super exciting when he came out to Australia back in August for the short course nationals. Not used to racing short course meters, but he's been a star for the University of Texas in the college racing back in the United States of recent times. And he's raring to go. Gets more fired up than you see from distance swimmers behind the blocks. Normally they're nice and calm. But Johnston really likes to get his teammates going and feeds from that energy. There he is, fist pumping behind the blocks. He's got Poltronieri next to him. He can't be that confident.
The men's 1500 metres freestyle, they are swimming for medals here and they are off. So El Kamash it is in lane 1, then Christensen in 2, Joly in 3. The yellow lanes, it's Poltronieri and then Johnston, who is now on his right shoulder as they turn for the first time. Takeda in 6 and Fontaine in 8. Lane 7 is empty. And we should clarify, this, but for all intents and purposes, is the final. This is the fastest lap, but it is called, or the fastest heat, I should say. It is not known as the final because it's a matter of those seeded times, the top seeded times going to this fastest heat. It would be most unlikely, but they will take into account the times recorded in the 2 heats this morning. And the one that stands out is Daniel Jervis, who won in 14:30.47 in heat 2. So that's the time they'll be looking for if they're to miss out or go for the medals here. It is Poltronieri in lane number 4, who is our early leader here. That is not surprising. Takeda swimming the 1500 out of lane number 6 here. So this is probably new territory for Takeda.
Yeah, it's that time to beat, as you mentioned, 14:30 from Jervis this morning. We would expect multiple swimmers to get under that time, but only 4 swimmers in this final have entry times or personal bests faster than that, so stranger things have happened. I believe Osama Maluli from back in 2010 did win a medal, or did win the gold medal from one of the unseeded heats. So in these 6-day World Championships of the short course format, the 800 and the 1500 for the men's and the women's. It's swam as basically as a straight final. So the swimmers, this is their first event of the World Champs. We haven't seen any of them in the pool as yet, so we aren't sure exactly what type of form they're in. But we did see Paltrinieri win the long course world title this earlier this year in emphatic fashion from lane 1, swimming the second fastest time in history in that long course event. And he just has a narrow lead. Yeah, he does still hold the narrow lead ahead of Takeda Shogo from Japan, who's really showing out early. He's got an empty lane next to him, does Shogo, so I'm sure his confidence will be sky high right now as he eyeballs Paltrinieri down the lap.
Japan produce so many good swimmers, but particularly in the butterfly, sometimes the breaststroke, it is most unusual to see Japan producing top-line swimmers in the 1500 metres freestyle. So this is unusual territory. Takeda, who's really taking it up to Paltrinieri in the early stages here. It's Paltrinieri, the Italian veteran, who is leading. Takeda in second place, and already they've opened up a fair old gap to the rest of them. Probably headed by Christensen in lane number 2, alongside him Jolly in 3, and in lane number 5 David Johnston. There's little between those 3 swimmers, but Paltrinieri our leader.
Yeah, he is the leader. He hasn't been able to shake off Takeda, as we mentioned. Takeda at 27 years of age. His best results being a final at the Asian Games and a final at the Pan Pacs. So yet to assert himself at the world or Olympic level, but seems to have had a good portion of training put in, and he's having a great swim clearly in second. And Paltrinieri, as we mentioned, back in 2012, he won the silver medal in this event as an 18-year-old. He won it 2 years later in Doha at the 2014 World Championships, and he's medaled in it 4 times in total before finishing 4th last year in Abu Dhabi. He's the former world record holder, in fact, in his personal best of 14.1408. So we know how good he is in both the long course and the short course pool, and now the open water swimming as well. A truly versatile distance swimmer, and he's without his usual sparring partners of recent times, being Florian Wellbrook, Misha Romanchuk and Bobby Fink, opting to sit out these World Championships, and Paltrinieri looking to win his second gold medal in this event, which would be 8 years apart. In fact, that's got to be a first. And he's still got a lead, but he hasn't been able to shake the swimmer from Japan.
Well, they've gone a third of the race now. 500 metres have elapsed, and it's Paltrinieri in front, but Takeda continues to throw out his challenge. In third place, it would be Christensen across in lane number 2. And in 4th alongside him, it's Jolly, the Frenchman, in lane number 3. But Paltrinieri is who leads. He's looking stronger. Takeda is trying to stay with him. Japan, incidentally, have never won a medal of any colour at the World Championships, the short course championships in the 1500 metres. The history of the 1500, or the short course World Championships, go back to 1993 Mallorca. This is the 16th version, and really it's been an event dominated in the early stages by Australia, with Daniel Kowalski winning the first 2. Grant Hackett won versions 3 and 4 in Gothenburg and also Hong Kong. Then it was George Hoffman of Germany. Grant Hackett won after that. Yuri Prilyakov won 2 in a row, Indianapolis and Shanghai. In fact, make it 3. He also won in Manchester. And then Osama Maluli, Glasner, Paltrinieri. Then we get to Paltrinieri in Doha, Park Tae-won in Windsor, Romanchuk in Hangzhou, and Florian Wellbrock in Abu Dhabi. So no Japanese win, no Japanese medal. Perhaps that's about to change here. He's got a long way to go.
Yeah, they're almost at the halfway mark as they come down to the next starting end of the pool. They'll be at the 750, and Takeda just falling back a little bit, still a body length behind Paltrinieri, but it's been a strong middle part of the race for Henrik Christensen from Norway, making a move in lane 2. This is the halfway point. Paltrinieri turns 6:38.5. He's got a lead of about 1.5 seconds. And as we look at the splits from this morning, no, they've got 50 metres to go before they're halfway, sorry. But that swim from Daniel Jervis, it's starting to hold up. We'll wait and see what their 750-metre split is. But it's not a super fast race at this point. David Johnston from the United States is well and truly out of it. He's already back in 6th position. So now they are at the halfway mark. 7:07 for Palcineri, 7:09s for the surrounding swimmers. And Jervis split 7:13, so he would be probably sitting in about 3rd or 4th position, the swimmer from Great Britain who raced this morning.
And he's probably sitting in, not only in 3rd position, but sitting in the stands rather nervously at the moment, I would have thought, or rather excitedly, because it is unusual to see a medal going to someone who swam in one of the slowest heats. But that is the case with Jervis in Heat 2, and he recorded that smart time that we spoke about before, the 14:30, and that has put himself into contention now. Palcineri is looking at the gold though. He's got a long way to go, but he is dominating here.
Yeah, this is interesting from Christensen now. You can see he's just out splitting. Palcineri's taken a lot of ground off him and made a strong move through this second 500 metres. And this is not a fast race by any means. Palcineri's only going about 14:20 or 14:25 pace. It's nothing like the world record of 14:06 we saw from Walbrock last year. It took a 14:10 to make the podium last year in Abu Dhabi. So this is vulnerable time for Palcineri. Christensen swimming really well up there in lane 2. You can see there's a bit of chop in the water. There's a bit of movement. There's a cool breeze here in Melbourne. And Palcineri's starting to come back to the field, or he's starting to come back to Henrik Christensen.
It's only 0.6 of a second now separating Palcineri and Christensen, and Jolly is in the mix as well in lane 3. So he's in between 1st and 2nd in lane 3, and he's around 2.5 seconds behind. So it's still Palcineri, but Christensen is laying down the gauntlet here, and he might take over the lead over the next 25 metres or so. The margin is now down to 0.3 of a second. 2.39 back there in 3rd place is Jolly. Then it's Takeda. So his medal chance is starting to slip away.
Yeah, well and truly, Christensen is looking the better of the swimmers right now. The 26-year-old, he has medalled at this level before, back in Hangzhou 2018, winning silver in the 400 free and bronze in the 1500 freestyle. So he's in comfortable territory. Also in 3rd place right now, Damien Joly, just 2.5 seconds behind. And what we've seen from Palcineri in the past is he struggles to change pace. He struggles to go when the swimmers accelerate across that last 100-metre sprint or so. He can really only lock in and hold pace. So as we've seen, Christensen's been able to change and increase his frequency as he takes over the lead. So we'll see, this next couple of 100 metres is really important for Palcineri to not let Christensen go.
And Palcineri just clinging onto that lead over Christensen. Jolly is still not far away, but he's not really making an impression on that margin at the moment. He's 2.5 seconds back there in 3rd place. Palcineri, Christensen, Jolly. And after that, I think it's still Takeda in 4th place. In Johnston, who was never really in the hunt, swimming out of late number 5. 17 laps to go. So make it 16 now. They're inside the last 400 metres. And as they go to the far end of the pool, they will see the lap counters there. And that will keep them honest. That'll let them know exactly how they are going. They normally count these laps themselves, of course, but that is there for reassurance. We've got a new leader.
Yeah, he's taken over Christensen, but not by much at all. There's a lot of fight left in the champion, Gregorio Palcineri, 28 years of age. The 3 out in front there, 28, 26 and 30. We don't normally see that age range in the distance events. You can see the swimmers, they're breathing towards each other when they swim to the left of the screen. They breathe away from each other on this lap when they swim towards the right of screen. Christensen just keeping an eye on Palcineri. He has responded, Palcineri. He's accelerated, or maybe Christensen's fatigued. That 25-metre split, Palcineri's just put 0.3 of a lead on Christensen. So he has responded, the champion Palcineri. He's starting to pull away ever so slightly through this 1,200-metre mark.
Well, he conceded the lead, so he has responded in a big way, but he's still far from certain to take the gold medal because the margin is not great, but you can really see how he has responded. Poltroneri with 10 laps to go. In second place, Christensen. Jolly is now out to 2.9 seconds, so he was within 2.2 about 50 metres ago. It's dropped back to 2.9. He was in third place.
Oh, Christensen's in a hole. He's fading ever so slightly. Jolly making a strong move now.
Just over 200 metres to go in the 1,500 metres freestyle. 8 laps it is. And Gregorio Poltroneri looking to add the short course title to the long course title he won in Budapest. He has led throughout. He's been challenged though by Christensen in lane 2. That challenge seems to have been snuffed out though. Jolly is perhaps challenging as well as far as the minor medals are concerned, but as we move towards the last 150, Poltroneri is kicking away.
Oh, the class is showing through now from the Italian hero, one of the greatest distance swimmers of our generation. 10 years at the top for Poltroneri. He's been able to hold off Christensen. Christensen's now got a battle with Damien Joly for silver. The two Europeans going at it. But Poltroneri down to the last 100 metres, looking to match his world title in the long course pool with a short course title here from Melbourne. He looks to be on pace to go under 14:20, so he's really picked it up through the back half of this swim as the Italian swimmer.
He's got 75 to go, and he is in control now. Poltroneri, the 28-year-old Italian. It's a handy lead. It's an unstoppable lead now as he gets the bell. Less than 50 to go. Jolly is in the silver medal position, and Christensen currently holding down third in lane 2. He threw everything he could at Poltroneri, but it didn't amount to enough. Poltroneri turns to bring it home. He has responded to the challenge, and Gregorio Poltroneri, the Italian, the long course world champion from Budapest, and now he adds the short course title to his collection as well. Jolly taking second. Christensen comes home for third. Poltroneri, the gold medalist in the 1500.
Gregorio Poltroneri, 2 world titles in the same year. He cements his legacy as one of the greatest distance swimmers of this generation. Olympic champion, multiple world champion. And he matches his gold from Budapest with a gold in Melbourne. A strong performance there, 14:16. It's about 10 seconds over that world record. He loves competing in Australia. Regularly trains here in Melbourne. When Matt Horton used this as his base, he's familiar with this pool, familiar with the surroundings, and he gets the job done. The leader of this strong men's Italian team. First gold medal of the championships for the Italians, and they'll start favourites in the freestyle relay still to come. Here we go, back to the race. He had a strong challenge from Christensen through the middle of this one. It's unusual to see swimmers challenge Poltroneri and then fall off again. We've seen it in the past with swimmers like Walbrock and Romanchuk that have been able to sustain that and finish off strongly, but this time it was Poltroneri that was able to accelerate from the field. And it's a European 1, 2, 3, and a gold medal to Italy.
The result of the 1500 metres, the fastest heat, it became the final because they are the gold, silver and bronze medalists. Poltroneri, Jolly and Christensen. 14:16.88, the winning time for the champion Italian. Overall, the results look like this, and the interest was in Daniel Jervis with his 14:30.47. It ended up being the 6th fastest time.
Yeah, combined results there from this morning's heats and the fastest heat tonight. But the medals were decided right in front of us.
Well, Gregorio, done it again. A dominant force in distance swimming for a long time. World champion. Does it ever get less exciting? You've done this many times.
Yeah, I'm so glad, so happy I could do it again. It was a long time since I was winning in short course because, you know, it's been a tough period, but it's good to be back.
Well, you know what? We loved watching you do it. Congratulations. Your first one of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, new world champion. Give it up for Gregorio Paltrinieri.
Next up, we have the men's 200 metres individual medley medal ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the men's 200-metre individual medley. The medals will be presented by World Aquatics' second Vice President, Mr. Matthew Dunn. Winner of the bronze medal, representing Canada, Finlay Knox.
Terrific finish there by Knox of Canada.
Winner of the silver medal, representing United States of America, Carson Foster.
Carson Foster. Excellent swim by him.
World champion and winner of the gold medal, representing South Africa, Matthew Sates.
And what about the performance by this young star from South Africa, Matthew Sates. Presented with his medals by Matthew Dunn, who knows a thing or two about individual medley swimming himself, a long time Australian representative in the individual medleys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of South Africa. Melbourne, please show your appreciation for our medalists.
Wonderful performance by Matthew Sates. It's the first time South Africa has won a medal in this event. So, an historic moment for Sates. This is an event that Ryan Lochte won 4 times, and Matthew Dunn, who presented the medals, won on 3 occasions. But the first time for South Africa, and there's every chance it won't be the last. as far as Matthew Sates is concerned.
Yeah, breakout performance there from Sates. He's been threatening for the last few years, won the overall World Cup Tour in 2021, and was strong in the short course racing leading into this competition, but was a little bit off his best at the long course Worlds in Budapest and failed to win a medal at the Commonwealth Games over in Birmingham too. So he's used that as motivation to get a good block of training in with his coach Wayne Ridden in South Africa, and he comes to Melbourne in his best form, smashes his world junior record and claims his first ever world title. Joins that list of names of Vandenberg, Leclos, Schoeman, Darian Townsend, former world record holder as well. They continue to produce on the men's side and on that women's side as well, with Tatiana Schoenmaker, the breaststroke Olympic champion. The South Africans always punching above their weight in the pool.
Yes, it's time for the relays. The women's 4x1 freestyle final.
Please welcome the swimmers in the women's 4x100 meters freestyle relays. In lane 8, Japan.
Japan swimming out of lane 8. Ryo Shirai will lead them off. Igarashi, Jinu, and Takahashi swimming the fourth leg.
In lane 1, Great Britain.
Yes, Great Britain in lane 1 to be led off there by Anna Hopkin, and then Hindley, Harris and Abby Wood will bring them home.
In lane 7, Sweden.
Sweden in 7. Sarah Junovic, Michelle Coleman, the experienced veteran, Hansen,
in lane
and Asted
2, People's Republic of China.
China have lane 2 here, and it'll be Yang and then Cheng Wu and Zhang Yunfei swimming the anchor leg.
In lane 6, United States of America.
Team USA in 6. Tori Husk will lead them off. Kate Douglas, the IM champion, swimming the second leg. Curzon and Brown.
In lane 3, Canada.
Canada, Smith, Ruck, McNeil, Savard. That's a strong team.
Lane 5, Netherlands.
Netherlands in 5. They are the world record holders, but a new team of 4. That's Bush, Toussaint, Van Roon,
and in lane
Steenbergen.
4, Australia.
And Australia, favourites for the gold medal here, will be led off by Molly O'Callaghan. Excellent in the backstroke earlier this evening. Wilson, Harris and Emma McKeon will swim the final leg. Australia and the Netherlands have been great sprint rivals over the last, 20 years really. They have the middle lanes here, 4 and 5, in the women's 4x1 freestyle relay final.
This is their baby for the women's team. They love this 4x1 relay. They've won the last 3 Olympic titles, and they're a big chance to challenge the world record tonight. Led off by Molly O'Callaghan, anchored by Emma McKeon.
So away we go. Australia and the Netherlands in 4 and 5, flanked there by Canada and the USA. It's not bad for the Australians when they're led off by the world long course champion and anchored by the Olympic champion. So that's O'Callaghan and McKeon. But a good start down there for the United States with Tori Husk swimming the opening leg.
Yeah, missed the start did O'Callaghan. We know she's a strong back half racer when it comes to the 100 freestyle, but Husk has got a huge lead, 0.9 over O'Callaghan in the middle of the pool. So a real good early lead off from Tori Husk, the American, and also going out fast is Anna Hopkin in that red cap of Great Britain. So the United States, they need to get out in front if they want to challenge the Australian team, because we know how many good swimmers they still have to come. Hopkin might be taking this one over. O'Callaghan in 3rd.
Yeah, Hopkin, an excellent first leg by swimmer from Great Britain. It's the United States who lead, though. In second place, it's Great Britain. Kate Douglas in the water there for the Americans. Hindley for Great Britain. In there now for Australia is Wilson.
Yeah, Douglas, fresh off her gold medal in the 200 IM. We know she's a strong freestyler, and then we get to see her in this 100 freestyle relay. So the Americans leading through the first 150. This would be some sort of upset. Maddie Wilson starting to take a little bit of ground off them, and they're pulling away from the field.
And they're under world record pace at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that red line. Tori Huss getting them under world record pace, and well, it's starting to edge away now. Just starting to edge away as Douglas completes her swim. In goes Curson. It's still the United States. Australia has moved up to second, and Harris is swimming the second leg. The Great Britain team has dropped back to sixth.
Yeah, big time swim there from Kate Douglas. She holds the lead. Wilson with a 51.2 second split. But that leads a body length, and Canada's moving ahead of the Australian team right now. So a lot of work to do for Emma McKeon when she jumps in. I thought that Australian team on paper looked almost unbeatable, but it's the United States that are ahead of the world record, and the Australians in third. So the crowd are roaring. We'll see if they can bring them home. It's Claire Curzon, the 18-year-old sprinter in the water for the United States, and that leads 1.1 seconds over Canada and the Australians.
We'll keep an eye on the world record. They're well inside world record pace now. What a swim this has been by Curzon. Brown swimming the last leg for the United States. Canada in second place. Savard, McKeon it is in the water. And what a swim this is by McKeon.
Oh, what a changeover from McKeon. Blast past the Canadian team, and she's hunting the Americans down. Look at the crowd get after it. The winning team's going to break this world record. There's only 50 to go. We'll see what that lead is. It's 0.39. So McKeon's really front-ended this to try and chase down Erica Brown. They're over in front of world record line, and McKeon might be starting to take over.
She's taken the lead now. The crowd has gone wild here. What a swim by McKeon. The United States in second. Australia looking for the world record and another gold medal. It is Emma McKeon bringing Australia home, and the world record to boot. The United States with the silver and Canada the bronze, but the Australians back on top of the world.
49.9 split for Emma McKeon, the fastest in history, and delivers another gold in front of the home crowd here in Melbourne. World record for Australia, second gold medal of the championships, and they made that exciting. They come from behind. There were a few nervous coaches in the stands, but the job done, and the crowd, they are absolutely loving it here in Melbourne.
What a last leg by McKeon. What a changeover to set up that last leg. And the girls embrace the world record holders, Molly O'Callaghan, Maddie Wilson, Meg Harris, and Emma McKeon.
Good job, I'm proud of you.
This was coming down to that McKeon changeover. The United States in. The Australians touched third, but McKeon quick off the blocks there. And she just attacked it from the start. 49.9 split, the first sub 50-second split in women's history. And this was the third lap. She got over the top of Erica Brown. They put the experience of Brown on the anchor, but she's not the fastest of the United States swimmers, but they certainly know how to put the pressure on. The crowd were roaring, her teammates were cheering, and McKeon delivers, as she does oh so often. Been on this relay team for the better part of 10 years, and they are a tough quartet to beat.
Wow. I think it's fair to say that was a popular win. World record, 3:25.43 for Australia, taking the gold medal in the 4x1 freestyle for women. The United States and Canada, silver and bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen, our new world record holders, Team Australia, can we even? Right? Yes. Guys, looked like a lot of fun. Emma, that was a massive swim at the end. What was going through your mind coming into that ankle leg?
I guess really just trying to get my hand on the wall first for the team. And so to turn around and see first and a world record is just incredible.
And it's night one of the competition, Maddie. You got a home crowd. Just to put a performance in like that, it's got to be pretty special.
Yeah, it's really special to do in front of friends and family and the team up there. It's so nice. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get an Aussie, Aussie, Aussie? New world champions, Team Australia. 25 grand. I forgot to give them to us. Too excited. They won 25 grand.
What joy. Now the men's 4x100 metres freestyle final, where the USA hold the world record at 3:03.03.
Please welcome the swimmers in the men's 4x100 meters freestyle relay. In lane 8, Japan.
Japan swimming out of lane 8 in this men's event. Matsumoto, Nakamura, Kawane and Hidenari Mano, the 4 swimmers representing Japan.
In lane 1, Canada.
Canada represented here by Gazav, Kissel, Acevedo and Curran, who set a world junior record earlier today.
In lane 7, Netherlands.
Strong team here for the Netherlands. Stan Pietenberg will lead them off. Corbeau, Castagnier and the powerful Tom de Boer on the anchor leg.
In lane 2, Spain.
Spain with Montalban, Dominguez, Olianes and Cole Marti.
In lane 6, Australia.
The crowd roars again for Australia in 6, led off by Flynn Southam, the youngest man behind the blocks at 17. Matt Temple, Tommy Neal and Kyle Chalmers
United
in the water.
United States of America.
The USA in 3 with Kibler, Casas, Foster and Smith.
In lane 5, Brazil.
Brazil in 5, Gabriel Santos, Correa, Pagito and Spiari. They were strong this morning, these 4 swimmers.
And in lane 4, Italy.
And in lane number 4, it is the Italians to be led off by Maresi, then Contabonin, De Plano and Chekon.
The Italian team, they bring in Chekon, the backstroke, the world record holder in the long course pool. They were good this morning. They could challenge for the world record as well, just like we saw from the Australian women's team.
The Americans bringing in Smith. Italy and Brazil in 4 and 5 here. Oh, look at lane 3, the USA, and 6, Australia. What a final we've got coming up in the men's 4x1 free. Chalmers coming in for Australia. That's going to make a huge difference as well. So the USA, Australia, Italy making some big changes.
Chalmers, the world record holder, but he'll be swimming from behind. The Aussies in 6. Italy in 4. Alessandro Maresi leading them off.
Away we go, the last of the finals this evening. Italy and Brazil in 4 and 5, and flanked there by the USA and Australia. And after the first 25 metres, it would be Brazil over Italy, and the Netherlands back there in 3rd place, lane 7.
Yeah, good start from Santos of Brazil. But you can just see the big body of Maresi, the Italian, 6'8". He's the individual world champion in the short course event from last year, and he's starting to take a big lead through this third 25 metres. The Americans are above him. That's Drew Kibler in that white suit, but but it's the Italian team in the lead. We'll see what time Maresi can post. He's been as fast as 45.5. 12 months to go. It's going to be a touch over 46. So it's the Italians ahead of Japan down there touching second.
Yeah, that's the surprise in the opening leg there. Matsumoto, a very good leg for Japan in 2nd place. Can they continue the fight, though? That's the big question. Italy in lane number 4. Contibonen continues to lead in second place. The United States, Cassis now back there in third, still Japan. Australia in fourth place with Matthew Temple in the water.
Yeah, Contibonen's a new face on this Italian team, but he swam lightning fast 45.7 this morning in the heats to earn his place on this relay tonight. Shane Cassis having a strong second leg for the United States. They're in second position. The Aussies in third early. That's a good leg from Temple. They're going to give Chalmers a chance across this last leg. And in the water now is Leonardo Di Plano for the Italian team that leads over a body length.
Di Plano it is for Italy, leading it. United States holding down second. Australia 1.5 seconds away in third place. So the Australians there with Tommy Neal in the water, Kyle Chalmers to swim the anchor leg. But all of these teams have strong anchors.
Yeah, I'm surprised the United States have used Foster just above the yellow lanes there. He's coming back to the field. He's a 400 IM specialist and he's on a double tonight. So the United States there clutching at straws here. They're going to pass it off to Kieran Smith. But look at the lead from the Italian team. Let's see where this world record is as Thomas Chekon dives in the water. They're 0.3 outside world record pace.
Oh, surely they can't catch the Italians from here. The Italians fastest going into the final, and it's a big, big lead. So Chekon it is, who continues to lead through the 3:25. He's got just over 50 to swim. It's Italy in front, big race for second. Chalmers is flying for Australia, and the United States back in third place.
Yeah, still 0.3 outside world record pace. Chalmers is moving through in that yellow cap. And a good battle with the United States for silver. But let's watch this Italian team and let's watch the world record line.
It is the Italians out in front. Italy, the world record standing at 3:03.03. And it is a new world record. A new world record going the way of Italy. Australia take the silver. United States the bronze medal. It is another relay world record here at the World Championships.
Two of them in a row. This pool is fast here in Melbourne. And the Italian team, Maresi, Contibonen, Di Plano and Chekon smashing that world mark, formerly of the United States from 4 years ago in Hangzhou. And the world champions become the world record holders. The depth of this Italian men's team is incredible. We saw Paltrinieri win gold moments ago in the 1500 metres. And now they take out the sprint-free relay, led off by Maresi. It wasn't a personal best, but he opened up a big lead nonetheless. And Contibonen, new face on this team, he really earned his position. He swam 45.8 before Di Plano dived in. Again, another 45.5, and Chekon finishing it off in 45.1, so really consistent across their splits. Chalmers with one of the fastest in the field, 44.9 there for the Australian team, and they'll find themselves on the podium just below the Italians. Haven't they been good across the past 18 months? They've got Martineggi in the breaststroke, Chekon in the backstroke, and now they're world record holders in this 4x100 freestyle.
The official result with Italy taking the gold in that world record time, 3:02.75. Australia's silver and the USA the bronze medal. What a performance by Italy.
What a way to finish tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Not one world record, but two. The Italians have done it. Can I get a round of applause? What a race. Night one, was this something you were expecting coming into this race? You could get that world record?
Yeah, it's a fantastic record. It's our first world record, so very happy.
What a way to start for Team Italy. Now, I'm not going to forget it this time. There you go, guys. Look at that. A check for $25,000 US. Give it up for our world champions and new world record holders, Team Italy.
Team Italy, what a performance. What excitement there. It was a dominant performance by the Italians. Once again, a great race for second and third, but Italy had their own race, and that was against the world record line. In the end, they ended up taking how much was off? 3:02.75, so they've taken more than a quarter of a second off that world record.
And that means we'll see 2 Italian medal ceremonies with the Australian anthem in the middle. So
men's 1500 metres freestyle medal ceremony. That's the first of them for Italy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the men's 1500 metre freestyle. The medals will be presented by World Aquatics Executive Director, Mr. Brent Nowicki. Winner of the bronze medal, representing Norway, Henrik Christensen.
Henrik Christensen.
Winner of the silver medal, representing France, Damien Joly.
And Joly just gradually worked his way through the field, ending up with the silver medal.
World champion and winner of the gold medal, representing Italy, Gregorio Paltrinieri.
He's been there before, Paltrinieri, but he was pretty excited in the post-race interview. The long course champion from Budapest, and now the short course champion here in Melbourne.
Yeah, I bet that. Very well done. You are.
Christensen with a great swim, gets his 3rd World Championship medal in the short course pool. Just off his personal best, but back on world title podiums. And Damien Joly, his first World Championship medal at 30 years of age in a personal best time as well. So a real resurgence of the French team, less than 2 years out from the Paris Olympics. And this man keeps getting better and better. Gregorio Paltrinieri, world champion yet again. Long course world champ, short course world champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Italy. Melbourne, please show your appreciation for our medals.
Well, Gregorio Paltrinieri with that fabulous Italian national anthem. And the good news is it's not the last time we'll hear it this evening. Paltrinieri winning the 1500 metres. He knew he was in control. He just toyed with them, really, didn't he? He gave up the lead to Christensen at one point, but then when he needed to, he knew he was being challenged, and he just put his foot down, and it was no contest in the end.
I think he's got to actually learn a few more tricks to play with this 1500 free, because traditionally we've only seen Paltrinieri have one speed and have one race strategy. And as we mentioned in the call, his competitors have kind of figured out how to beat him. So he sort of lost that dominance leading into Tokyo, started getting beaten when For a long time, he was the most dominant guy in this distance freestyle race. You know how fit he is in the open water events, him and Florian Wellbrock. So we saw him in Budapest, qualified in an outside lane, took it out fast. They didn't see him out there and he hung on for a commanding victory. And then tonight, he was actually able to respond to the challenge from Christensen and change speeds, increase his pace through that last 500 meters and pull away from them in the end. And he's going to need to learn different strategies, different techniques, different ways to improve his turns and bring his legs into it, because the standard of distance swimming in the world level right now is just incredible, with Wellbrock, Bobby Fink, the Olympic champion, and Romanchuk always on every podium. The big four now have really separated themselves, and it's basically like having 4 Grant Hackett's in the pool. There's just, they're all champions in their own right. And Paltrinieri's definitely had the most successful 2022 of the lot.
Not only the medals, but the competitors being presented with Indigenous artwork. Of course, these championships are held on the Bunurong country, and we featured, in respect, the Indigenous population and Australia's 65,000-year history of the Indigenous people in the opening ceremony earlier this evening. So the competitors taking home their own Aboriginal artwork. Another presentation to come up now. More medals to be presented.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's 4x100 meter freestyle relay. The medals will be presented by World Aquatics First Vice President, Mr. Sam Ramsamy, Swimming Australia CEO, Miss Eugenie Buckley, and Swimming Australia Director, Miss Annabelle Williams. Winners of the bronze medal, Canada.
As they fall out of the Brighton beach box.
Winners of the silver medal, United States of America.
And the USA here with that silver medal.
World champions and winners of the gold medal with a new world record, Australia.
And the Australians, the first world record of the championships. Magnificent performance by the Australian quartet.
The Australians on camera. It's been a long time since they've been beaten in this 4x100 freestyle relay. Emma McKeon's been on it for the past 9 years. The Campbell sisters not competing here at these World Championships. And the experience of Wilson and Meg Harris complementing the youthfulness of Molly O'Callaghan. Double swims tonight from O'Callaghan. She'll be in the middle of the pool in that 100 back final tomorrow. Busy schedule for these swimmers when they throw in relay events around individual semis and finals and heats and medal ceremonies. Makes it a busy 6 days here in Melbourne. And a gallant performance from the United States. They love a relay upset. They're figuring out ways to challenge this Australian team. They're figuring out different techniques to train their freestyle sprinters, but they haven't quite got the perfect combination. As the dominance for Australia continues, and they take the 8-year-old world record away from the Netherlands and back onto Australian shores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Australia. Melbourne, please show your appreciation for our medalists.
Well, it doesn't look like summer in the stands there, but this is something to warm the hearts of the locals. The boxing kangaroo is fluttering, with Australia taking the gold medal in the women's 4x1 freestyle relay in a world record time, 3:25.43. The United States silver and Canada the bronze.
It must be said the United States also under the previous world mark back in 2014, so history-making swim by both teams here in Melbourne tonight. And a great photo there in front of the beach boxes for all 12 medalists. And the swimmers from the heats that competed for these nations, they'll also get a medal for their participation and part of this team. And as they walk through the athletes, the coaches and athletes past the officials, it's made for a fun medal ceremony here so far. We've got 6 nights of this. It's good to make it a little bit more lively and enjoyable for the spectators and the athletes.
The big name Australians not competing here. Ariane Titmus for a heavy schedule. Zach Stubblety-Cook, of course, an Olympic gold medalist. Elijah Winnington, the world champion in Budapest. But having said that, this is a strong Australian team, and they will rise to the occasion with the home crowd here. Already 2 gold medals this evening, and even without a couple of their stars, we can expect some mighty fine performances.
Yeah, certainly. We've got Kate Campbell and Zach Stubblety-Cook just sitting over there in front of us in the stands for once. We saw Emily Seebohm on pool deck as well, so a host of current and former Olympic and world champions at the venue tonight, but all eyes on the Australians in those yellow tracksuit jackets. There's Seebohm on camera, just congratulating her teammates. See you later, she says to Emma McKeon. And McKeon's going to be busy this week. She's racing in the 50 and the 100 freestyle individually. And a lighter individual schedule for McKeon, but she should feature on pretty much every Australian relay and mixed relay. So you're counting the 4x50 free and medley for the women and the mix. That's 4 relays. 4x100 free and medley and mix. That's another 3 relays, and the 4x200 freestyle. So what's that? Surely that's not 8 relays that she'll compete on, as well as 2 individuals. And the Australian public getting familiar with those faces and those smiles. That's front page news tomorrow.
Just an amazing final leg there by Emma McKeon. She was in 3rd place, Australia in 3rd place as she dived into the water. But what a last leg it was.
49.9 in fact, fastest in history. First under 50 seconds. Can she challenge that individual world record from Kate Campbell, 50.2? We'll wait and see.
A world record for the women and a world record for the men. So let's stand by for the medal ceremony, the men's 4x1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the men's 4x100 meter freestyle relay. The medals will be presented by World Aquatics Treasurer, Mr. Dale Newberger, Brisbane 2032 Director, Ms. Tracy Stockwell, and 2-time Olympic champion, Ms. Bronte Campbell. Winners of the bronze medal, United States of America.
United States of America with the bronze medal. The relays, there are
winners of the silver medal,
things along.
Australia.
Australia with the silver medal. Flynn Southam, a member of this team,
World
is one
champions
of the
and winners of the
sprint
gold
stars
medal
for Australia.
with a new world record, Italy.
And their second world record of the evening for Italy in the men's 4x1 freestyle relay. First it was the women, Australia, and then Italy for the men.
Yeah, world-class performance there from all four swimmers. Maressi on the right of screen, Montebonin, De Plano, and Thomas Chekon getting the job done. Gold and a world record. Fastest split of the field was the 44.98 from Carl Chalmers. The only swimmer under 45 seconds. The Australians racing home for second, just ahead of the American team, who placed third. With a solid all-round performance. There's Chalmers there on the left with the dyed blonde hair. Tommy Neal, Matt Temple, and the 17-year-old Flynn Southam receiving his silver medal for his lead-off performance.
Well, the Italians went in as the favourites in lane 4. And that's the way it panned out. I'm not sure too many people were expecting a world record to come with it. Some were.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Italy. Melbourne, please show your appreciation for our medalists.
Well, the second time we've heard the Italian national anthem this evening. And a well-deserved one after Poltronieri's winning the 1,500 metres. Italy in a world record time of 3:02.75, winning the men's 4x1 freestyle. Australia and the USA second and third. But the medals this evening have been shared around to a fair degree, both Australia and Italy taking 2 golds, the United States and South Africa 1 each. New Zealand took the silver medal, it was in the 400 free. Canada won 2 silver medals. Denmark featured as well. So a total of 2, 4, 6, 8 countries with medals, and 4 of them with golds.
Yeah, the Italians and Australians, 2 gold medals. They sit above Team USA after one night of racing. We don't often see that. So, strong performance, as we keep mentioning. The Italian men's team is deep across all 4 strokes. the distance freestylers with Paltrinieri, and really good on those relays. This quartet of four, they're going to be tough to beat in the 4x50 free relay as well. And when it comes to the medley, they've got one of the best breaststrokers in the world with Nicolo Martineggi, who we will see race individually tomorrow in the 100-meter breaststroke, I believe. We have the heats for that lining up tomorrow. So a busy night for the Italians and a busy week for all the swimmers in the pool.
Australia down under, long way to come for European teams, but for Italy it's all worth the effort. The medal standings here after night one of finals, and as I mentioned, Australia and Italy 2 golds each, the United States and South Africa 1, France, New Zealand, Canada and Norway.
And the highlights from the first night of racing here at the Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. Lani Pallister got the Australian team off to a golden start, claiming her first world title in the women's 400 freestyle in front of her mother and Dawn Fraser in the stands. The United States cracked the medal as well, with Kate Douglas shading that world record in the women's 200 IM, and it was the first and second finish for the United States, with Douglas ahead of her teammate Alex Walsh. The next final on the blocks was the men's 200 individual medley, and Matthew Sates, the 19-year-old South African, surprised the field to claim gold and his first ever international medal, and really assert himself as one to beat here in Melbourne. The men's 1500 freestyle, another victory for Gregorio Paltrinieri, 10 years at the top. He cements his legacy with the long course and short course world championship golds this year in 2022. We finished the night 2 world records. The first one from the Australian women. They did it in exciting fashion, coming from behind. Emma McKeon drawing on that energy from the crowd with a powerful last anchor leg to claim gold and a world record for the Australians, unbeaten in this event over a number of years. And not to be outdone, the Italian men backed that up with a world record of their own, anchored by Thomas Cecon, with the Italian men claiming their second gold medal of the night here in Melbourne.
So day one has been decided here, and we continue tomorrow. And we've got plenty happening in terms of the heat swimming there. We start off with a relay. There is that swim-off, though. We do have to determine the semi-final swim-off in the men's 50 metres butterfly, but a whole lot to look forward to tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. I would suggest most Australians would, with the 2 gold medals. Beautiful Melbourne at night as we move across to Albert Park. Have a good sleep, enjoy your night, and hope you'll join us again tomorrow.